And we are back. Couch Company Podcast. I'm John. With me as always, Tyler.
I stopped fading. I'm sorry. Hey. Hello.
And.
Halo here.
Okay. We're going to count you for
intro.
all of that. Yep.
I have to do a new intro every time for the rest of the year, John.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Special guest,
pretty
John.
Sweet.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, sorry,
Sweet.
John's here.
That's pretty sweet.
Welcome, John.
I like your new intro mantra method.
It's not good.
He has to say a different intro for the rest of the year or I win a cheeseburger.
Hey, it's a pretty good bet. You could do that.
I almost just lost.
Well,
Yeah.
I said, hey.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah.
And then I had to do low. Halo.
You're lucky I'm...
Halo.
So Halo's gone, and now that's the safety.
Man.
It's like, what do you do?
Here's the thing. You know, beginning of the year right now, first quarter-ish,
Yeah.
depending who you ask. By the third quarter, he's going to forget that you said Halo.
Oh,
I don't think so.
100%,
When a cheeseburger's on the line, man,
100% he'll forget.
I would like to make a quick shout out here that I have wiped my debt from Mike for
That's
cheeseburgers
incredible. Wow.
because of the Detroit Lions.
Hey, congratulations.
You remember we made that bet with him?
Absolutely.
They
We won.
made the playoffs and they won over like 7 games.
Yeah, they won 12 games or 10 games, I think.
You're right.
Yeah.
Wiped clean.
They won the division, so yeah.
So I am now... People ask me, like, what's your second favorite team? And I always, like, my philosophy is you don't have a second favorite team. You have your favorite. The Detroit Lions are now my second favorite team.
Doesn't it feel a little bit dirty for you, though, because you're a Giants fan, so you can't really like
It feels like a tinge dirty,
Right,
but the
'cause-
Lions are so bad.
They were so bad. They're
Right.
Not, they're
That
not.
you're like,
so
okay,
bad.
like,
Yeah. Well,
sure.
so the typical thing that I tend to go by is an AFC, NFC team. So, like,
Yeah, that makes sense.
you can't, I can't love, like, the Texans, for example, because, like,
Yeah,
we
that's brutal.
gotta play the Texans.
But CJ Stroud's pretty cool, man. He's the dude.
He's a little bit too much of that. Like, he's hammering that drum for his dad who's in prison. that I'm really not about.
What?
So,
Everyone's got something.
I'd have to look it up again, but his
Wrongly
dad,
accused.
he seemed
The
to
evidence
think so.
was compelling.
The evidence was pretty compelling. The guy was proven guilty in the court of law, so we'll just
Unanimously,
Yeah.
which is how that happens here.
I forget exactly what he did, but it wasn't great. It's not
It
murder,
was-
but I want to say
No, it wasn't.
was
I
it
don't
like
think,
sexual
but
assault or
it was
rape?
violent. It was violent.
burglary, and it was burglary and violence, stuff like that. It wasn't great.
It was maybe battery.
Yeah.
Maybe bad. Yeah, it wasn't like he was like, oh, I stole a PlayStation.
Nah.
Yeah.
He hit
Okay.
someone. I think he hit someone.
Repeatedly.
But
Yikes.
every time you'd watch a Texans game and they'd interview him after the game, his son, he'd talk about his dad and like how his dad's like in prison for the wrong reasons, and I'm like, bro, he's there for the right reasons. Like,
Wow, that's crazy. I did
more than once.
Did you see this though? Like he had a crazy game, and they interviewed him. It was like Monday night, and he was like, he always like says something like, "Oh, I just want to thank God," like all the
Like,
athletes.
okay.
everyone does,
Yeah.
everyone does
They
it.
cut it out in like the highlights or
I think I
something.
saw that. Yeah.
So
Like they spliced it, or they
Yeah.
just like, oh,
they
just
spliced
hard
it just
cut it.
right to his like
Yeah.
answer after that. Like, oh, we played really well. They cut out the whole God thing
ew.
on like NBC. Isn't that
Yeah,
crazy?
that is kinda-
I forget what network it was, but I was like, that's kind of what.
Can
Like,
you imagine if they did that for like like a social
like the classic
thing?
like Oscar speech that's like about global warming or something.
global warming,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
like
right.
oh, it's a
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
It's like the
everyone
same
can
thing,
like
right?
get
That's
behind.
wild,
Yeah, something
yeah.
everyone like
And they just
agrees
cut
on.
that out?
Yeah,
That'd be
Yikes.
wild.
It's the fact that they have the ability to, or they have the ability to censor that stuff, and like people wouldn't maybe know if they didn't know that was even in there and stuff. Like that stuff's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it just makes you think because pre-internet we wouldn't have known.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
Right.
Right.
But the only reason we knew now is because like there was videos of like it happening live. Like,
Well,
this is not what this dude said.
like screenshots are the best.
Oh my
Screenshots
God.
and like downloading videos before they get removed.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
there was I have no idea how true this is, but OJ died 2 days
yeah,
ago.
yeah.
Did he?
Oh yeah.
What?
You didn't know that?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Oh
he's-
yeah.
I was
Died.
preoccupied, but
Fair
no.
enough. He died on the
sure.
10th apparently. They
Yeah.
posted
Wow.
about it yesterday. And
How do you die?
he had cancer apparently.
Yeah, prostate.
Oh.
Is that what it was? I didn't know
Yeah,
what it was.
prostate cancer. I think I heard that's the worst one.
It is. It's incurable.
Yeah,
Apparently. Pretty
and
much.
it's nasty.
I'm sure it's not great.
Yeah.
But it's. I'm not a doctor, but I'm pretty sure it's like a death sentence unless you catch it super
right,
early.
right. I heard
If
that
you-
too.
Prostate or pancreatic? Maybe it's
Prostate.
Pancreatic is like
That's bad too.
Pancreatic's the bad one.
that's the Steve Jobs was.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'm
But
confusing
prostate's
it
also
too.
bad too.
Is
I
it?
think. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong.
I want to stipulate none of them are
pancreatic
good.
thing? Yeah.
But-
And we're not doctors. Go see a doctor.
Yeah, right, go see a
Like,
doctor. Yeah. Right.
Well, yeah, but
I was under the impression that as long as you masturbated enough, you're good on the prostate cancer.
Oh, is that true?
I don't know.
Wait a sec.
Theoretically, that helps.
is that why
It's moving stuff around. That makes sense.
I guess.
yeah.
I don't know.
they do say masturbation's very healthy?
Sure.
100%.
Yeah, I believe that.
They say
It
that.
keeps my hands
They-
really warm, like when
they
you
are-
cover them with hair and whatnot.
What?
I have to shave my palms like daily.
Are you serious?
No, no, I'm not serious.
I didn't know, dude.
Oh,
I've been learning a lot today.
He's shaving
Yeah,
right
that's
now.
fair.
For those of you who can't see,
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
he's got a razor in his hand.
Yep.
Yeah,
Just
so
a razor.
I did see, speaking about the OJ thing, it was
Yeah.
really funny. So there's like one half of the, like one side of the internet, it's like, yeah, you get to catch things when, you know, they start lying about stuff. It's like you have screenshots, but the other side of it is like, there's like this fake tweet by OJ. And it was like, yeah, I did that shit.
So that's what I was going to bring up was that
Yeah.
tweet, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh, that's why I was like, I don't know if this is true or not, but I saw someone like put this screenshot out of like
Oh
where
my
OJ
goodness.
recently joined Twitter before he died a couple years ago.
Right.
And he was like all over it, and like someone that was the caption. They were like, "Hey, he put this out before he died. His family deleted it though." Like,
Yeah. I was like, there's no way this is true, but like if you were just like a normal guy
maybe, yeah,
or
right.
like a naive person, it looked legitimate.
I
Like it was
can't
like
even.
it was
at
pretty
OJ, whatever.
Looked really real.
There's a screenshot. You know what I mean? You can
Yeah.
Photoshop
Yeah, sure.
anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Looked really, really real.
Oh man,
So-
that's
I wish I had that kind
bad.
of patience.
It's horrible, but it's kind of funny.
Like I know that I could do Photoshop if I had the patience for that kind of detail, and because I know the program, like it's not, I mean, it's not like diminishing anyone that designs.
sure.
Right.
No,
But
straight at
say
Tyler.
what you want to say. It's okay.
I'm just saying, being a computer person, I could probably figure out Photoshop pretty with a couple lessons,
Yeah.
and then I know that I could manipulate a picture really well like that, and be like, yeah, I could get some shit.
You
I
ruined
could-
someone's
I could-
day.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I could.
yeah.
I can make Adam Schefter think that someone shot and killed some NFL player. Yeah, I could do that.
Oof.
Like
There was another comment. This is very distasteful again, so buckle up. It's kind of funny.
Okay.
It was like, OJ can rest easy now knowing his wife's murderer is dead.
Oh my god.
So bad.
That is
But it's
so
kind of
good.
clever, though,
That's
right?
so good.
Yeah, it's funny.
So good.
Oh.
There's some videos out there about the people in Buffalo, because I guess this looked like an older video. I guess when all this came out, he played for the Buffalo Bills. He started his career there.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
like
Yeah.
the people in Buffalo like loved him, rightfully so. He's a very good running back. And these two guys outside of a bar were like, "He didn't do it. He didn't." Like
Oh
just
my
screaming
God.
at the
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
like it looks pretty good. Like it looks like he did it. No, he didn't do it. He's innocent. It's just
That sounds like a classic Buffalo
it's,
fan.
yeah, it's
yeah,
just two
yeah.
older white guys just screaming at the
Yeah.
person.
Yeah.
You need to. Oh, man.
I found it just so funny, the headlines where they're like trying to do these mental gymnastics of like, beloved running back acquitted of murder dies at like 70 years
No
old.
ki- yeah,
You know what I mean? Where it's like,
exactly.
Right.
they're trying to,
Right.
like,
I like.
they don't know how they feel about him.
I like how you had to say, like, oh, he was a good running back. I think context clues is like, oh, you're on trial for murder and you get out of it. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, obviously you're probably a good running
Right.
back. Like,
Yeah.
Shocker.
Right.
Oh, yeah, right. Well, that's just like, I don't know. I mean, they have so many like documentaries about that because that's like
Yeah.
the weirdest trial ever. One of
The glove.
the glove thing. Yeah.
Someone said that the gloves didn't fit because he stopped taking medicine, but like on purpose.
I saw the video.
Genius. Like if that's the case,
So if you watch the video when he's in court, he has another glove on
underneath
underneath
Yeah.
to like so it doesn't I don't know damage it
doesn't
or
fit.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, you put two gloves on, it's not gonna fucking fit. Like, am I crazy here? Like,
you're not crazy.
that was the dumbest thing I ever
Yeah.
saw.
In a world where, like, when that was happening, you have like CSI or SVU or something. You know, like I'm sure that existed, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
that's been around for
Yeah,
Law and
I-
Order.
You know,
Yeah.
The original Law and Order existed.
like
Yeah,
it's hard for
yeah.
me to believe that that's like when it comes down to where it's like the glove didn't fit, so I guess
Yeah,
that's
gotta
that's
quit.
it. Yeah,
You-
it's
you
like
must
like,
quit.
what?
Is that where the saying the shoe fits if the shoe fits?
If the shoe fits,
No,
it's not the same
That
thing.
predates
that was from Cinderella.
Oh, really?
I don't know.
That makes sense.
Makes more sense
That
than
makes
OJ.
sense. That was pretty good. You just pulled that out of your ass, dude.
It's like the hair on his hand thing all over again.
Wow, I believed him for a second. I don't know why.
The
I need to have a straight face more.
yeah, you should.
you
Yeah.
could-
You know
Maybe a lot of
this.
straight
You
faces.
know you
Faces.
can get me to
That's
do
fair.
anything.
That's fair. Yeah.
Were you there for the suit thing?
100%.
Yeah, you were
That was
there.
the
Yeah,
best, one of the best days ever, dude.
Yeah, I told this a million times.
One
But
of
for
the
anyone
best
who's
days ever.
new, Tyler convinced me that you're supposed to wear your suit to
Do a suit fitting.
Like if you owned one before.
fucking.
Yeah,
hate-
it makes it easier for
I hate
him.
everything.
It was like, what was it? It was the middle of summer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
hot outside, and everyone else was wearing shorts
Yep.
except for Tyler.
No, I don't think it was that bad.
It wasn't hot out, but everyone else was dressed super casual because we were going to.
It
the
was
afterwards.
inconvenient to wear a suit. I'll tell you that. No matter what
You
the
looked
temperature
great,
was.
and then we went out to lunch after. You were the best looking one there.
Yeah,
well, jokes
didn't
on
we-
you
didn't we
guys.
get
They
hibachi?
did say this makes it very easy.
Yeah, they just look at
They
your
looked at
tag.
the inside of my jacket and they said done. And I said, "Fuck
You like
you,
how this
Tyler."
fits? All right, great.
And they pulled your pants down, and looked at the back of your pants.
Made
Yes.
you cough. Yeah, it was a whole thing.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Do you have to do that? Do you have to like?
Yeah.
I've never had to like turn and cough.
I didn't
not for a
hurt- you
suit
know,
fitting.
No, but that's like old
You mean
school.
the doctor?
Old school.
For like a hernia.
What is? Oh, Friends. Remember Friends?
Sure.
They're that episode.
Oh, God.
Here's
Is that
the
what you're
thing.
referencing? Or
So, there are two things. Well, I wasn't, but there are two things that like I don't understand that. Right? So it's like,
coughing?
A, why do you have to turn? Probably just for sanitary reasons, so you're not coughing in their
100%,
face.
100% sanitary. Well,
Face,
they're,
but-
they are below you, so
Well, that's what I mean. Like, what do you do? Anyway, but they're touching you, and they're like, okay, cough. It's like, what is that? What does that
there's
do?
like a reflex.
it refluxes in your balls.
Yeah, but like when I
balls.
cough,
prostate.
it reflexes regardless. Unless I have a hernia for all these years.
Wait,
I
what?
don't know.
What are you talking about?
I feel like if you're coughing, your
supposed to,
body is
right?
like.
I don't think they're
Supposed to
checking for a
move?
hernia. I don't think they're checking for a hernia.
I thought it was for hernias.
I think they're checking for abnormalities, but hernias are very, very painful.
Yeah.
You would know if you have a hernia.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it might expose it more when you cough, so they could feel.
Well, I'm definitely exposed.
Yeah, they're grabbing your testicles, but I'm saying like my
I will
don't
say
know.
I haven't
again.
been to the doctor since I've been like 16. So that was the last time. Yeah.
You got to go to the doctor.
I know. I know.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but I'm afraid of all the like. They're gonna tell me, look, man.
They're going to
Here's-
say, hey, man,
here's
you
your-
need a couple shots. Here you go. Sit
well,
down.
I guess I got a COVID shot,
I mean, like tetanus.
but that was it.
I got that at a pharmacy.
Yeah, I got that at a pharmacy.
I
Yeah.
meant like boosters for like tetanus and other,
I got one.
like,
when,
so you don't get polio, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, that's a good one to get.
I don't think
polio.
you can't get polio at this age, can you?
Isn't it coming back? Because
It
people
is,
were
'cause people
fucking
aren't-
stupid.
Yeah, yes. Yes.
No. Well,
It was starting
yeah, it
to.
was.
It's sort of been nipped in the butt, I think, but
yeah, Penny's all
I-
vaxxed up.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
she had,
It's a great segue, but-
shit or just a one or two.
Oh
at the
yeah, we
hospital,
didn't
right?
say anything.
We didn't
about-
say that,
Hey,
so I was like,
hey, we had a child.
yes, Tyler is
last
now
Monday.
a father,
Yeah, 3 weeks early.
and John's a father too.
John's a father, wow.
From earlier. Did we say that on the cast?
We did.
I think
Yeah.
so.
That was the
we shouted
water
you out.
episode, I think, right?
We hadn't had him yet. We
that's
literally
right.
went the next day to the hospital.
Yeah, but the way we framed it was like
He
you're
could
gonna
be
a
a dad.
on
Oh,
Monday.
yeah. I was.
We did say
I
that.
was.
yeah.
I was a dad that Monday.
Congratulations,
Thank you.
John.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations, Tyler.
Congratulations.
Also
Tyler.
born on a Monday.
And
Yeah.
congratulations, me. Maybe we'll see in about
Yeah.
36 hours.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
nice.
Tyler texted me
36
and
hours.
he
and
was
9
like,
months.
hey, John's going to be on the episode tomorrow, so apologies in advance for all the father talk. And I was like, it's all right, man. I got 24 hours to do something about that.
Yeah.
Now we play the way.
Play the winning game. Yeah. Usually that's a couple weeks, but yeah.
Is
that's
it
fine.
actually?
Yeah.
I have no
It's-
concept
it's-
of anything important.
It's enough. It's long enough to, unless you're like specifically trying and doing all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's enough to like forget.
okay.
So it's like,
Right. Okay. That's
it's
a good
enough
point.
for-
No, that's a good
yeah.
time reference.
Yeah.
You asked me about like how many frames a move is for Nina. I'll tell you.
yeah.
You ask me about anything important. No idea.
It's a couple. Yeah, it's a little bit.
Yeah. It's not 36 hours.
I thought that seemed reasonable. That's
36 hours?
36 hours.
No, you have 36 hours to like take Plan
Take
B.
care of it.
That's
yeah.
what I'm saying. That's what I.
Yeah.
To
Do something different.
I've seen that
Yeah.
happen a lot.
Sure.
Well, okay. Usually it's
stud.
we won't do the birds and the bees here, but yeah.
We already opened that can of worms. You guys are dads. That's what comes with this.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll send him to boarding school before. No, I'm kidding.
So Penny
my God.
Penny's a
No.
week old. How old's Bennett?
He will be 6 weeks on Monday.
6 weeks.
So.
Okay, so
It's amazing because they both brought their kids here today.
Mine
We're
lives
having-
here, just to be clear. Like, continue.
Well, you
She
brought
lives
it here.
here. She
to the
lives here, in
hospital.
fact. Yeah,
Oh,
she-
yeah.
My statement stands. The amount of weeks, the difference is crazy.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
Like how fast they grow at that age. That's
He's
insane.
12 pounds?
He probably is 12 pounds now. He was 11 and a half 2 days ago. The chunk.
Bennett's gonna be a pro athlete.
chunk.
100%,
chunk.
dude.
At this point, he's going to play offensive line, bro. He's going to play maybe
He's
defensive
gonna play
line.
offensive line, or I think he might be like a first baseman, like a Prince
First
Fielder
baseman, yeah.
type.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just dingers and
just
With one hand.
Yeah.
It just.
and
smack.
Yeah.
bless the nurse practitioner's heart. She goes, "Wow, that's amazing." She goes, "We don't care what, like, we're happy that he's gaining weight." I'm like, "Are you sure he's not gaining too much?" And she's like, "No amount is too much." And I was like, "I think
that's
you
debatable. Yeah.
I was like, "You might be mistaken.
I'm not saying he's too much,
I'm not a doctor, but you might be mistaken."
but if the kid was like 25 pounds,
that's a huge issue, I think.
that's a huge issue,
six-
right?
Unless his heart's like a freaking. Unless, you know,
Massive.
like.
Well, they
it's
say that
everyone's
like
different.
things that are bigger live less, right? Like,
Typically.
like smaller dogs
right.
live a lot longer than bigger dogs.
Yeah.
because it's just like less
correct.
tax on their heart and stuff, I guess, and organs.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, small dogs' hearts already beat faster than big dogs,
Right.
naturally.
Right. But there has to be something about. I don't know.
It's the bones, I think. Is what
It's the
it is. Like,
bones.
yeah.
Yeah. Big
Yeah.
dogs like always have like back, hip problems and stuff.
Hips and bones,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, my dog has congestive heart failure now. So
Yeah, I was,
like,
Oh,
I was
really?
like, that's not a.
I didn't know that, dude.
Topic.
Yeah,
I'm
sorry.
sorry to
It's
hear
okay.
that. That's terrible, dude.
so I can tell you with complete certainty that little dogs' hearts give out faster
Faster than big dogs.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Their heart beats almost 3 times as fast.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
So I think
How old's your dog?
she's 9.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but you're right. She's supposed to live till like 15.
Right.
At least, like usually minimum
Yeah.
14, 15.
Yeah. My dog was like, I had a beagle. She was like maybe like 11.
Okay, yeah, right.
She's
yeah.
like medium
Medium-sized
sized
dog, that's
but
perfect,
she was
yeah.
like, we rescued her and she was like super messed up like beforehand. So you're like, you never know like what happened to them
Yeah,
before
right.
you get them. You
I
know what
always
I mean?
hate
So
that.
it's like,
Right.
well, it was nice because like she had a tough life, obviously, but then it's like, okay, like at least the latter half of her life was like really nice. Like we were good to her. So
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
she was the best dog, dude. She was like zero maintenance, zero.
That's incredible.
She didn't do anything.
That's lucky.
She just wanted to get fed and like
Go
put
out.
Yeah.
out, go outside sometimes. That's it.
If it's not too much of an inconvenience.
Yeah,
I'd like
no,
to use
that's
the bathroom.
exactly like the guy to talk shit about.
Could you open that door? I can't seem to do it without my thumbs.
Well, the problem is I don't think I could go back to like a dog that like needs
Needs a
walked
lot.
all the time, and
Yeah.
you know.
But yeah, Lindsay and I've already decided there will be no more dogs. After,
Really?
Yeah.
That's
After,
it.
after they're both gone.
Yeah.
And she's allergic to cats. I like dogs more than cats.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, that's
No,
fair.
I'm the same way.
But cats are, obviously all cats are different, but cats are like super independent.
Right,
I could,
right.
I could walk away for 12 hours and be like, oh, the cat's fine.
Like Superman stayed away. I mean, he sniffed Penny a little bit just because
Yeah.
it's like curious, like what's going on. Who's
Who-
screeching at 3 a.m. Morgana just goes into our cabinets. Like she'll come out and eat, and then she's like, "I'm done with this," and then like she
Opens it
stands up on her hind legs, opens up the cabinets, crawls in, and just falls asleep on like
because of
on a
Penny?
dish.
That's amazing.
She's like scared.
She hasn't. I don't think she's scared because she crawled up and slept with Penny.
Hmm.
Like Penny was getting fed, and then Morgana just kind of like nuzzled her way in. So then
Nice.
Chelsea was like holding. I have a picture somewhere, but just kind of
cute.
holding both of them. Yeah,
Nice. Yeah, that's both of the girls, Bella and Joni, like to lay with Lindsay or me as we're feeding Bennett or like holding Bennett. He like they were huge lap dogs before. They still are.
Bennett is heavier than
Then
your
both
dogs,
of them
right?
combined.
Your dogs,
Really?
wow,
Oh,
that's
man.
Not
wild.
combined, not yet, but yes,
Wow.
individually, he is heavier than both of them.
That's
Yeah.
wild.
Yeah, he's been heavy. He was born heavier than Joni.
Yeah, he has 5 pounds on Penny. That's the crazy thing is like Penny
Right.
was 3 weeks early, and she was 7 pounds 10 ounces, which is like
incredible.
a normal ass baby.
Yeah, right.
My mom was telling me like when you have your first kid, they're never early.
Yeah, they're
so
not
it's like,
usually unless
so that's rare then.
Well, the thing was like we went out for Michael, and I'm hammered.
His birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Our
Yeah,
friend
his,
Michael's
for his
birthday.
30th, and it's just like
The guy who I owe 0 cheeseburgers to.
0 cheeseburgers.
Next to
Yeah.
the Detroit Lions. Go
But
ahead.
it was one of those like I had 2.5 liters of my favorite beer.
You were feeling good.
Well, normally I just go 2 and
you
I'm
were
good.
there too.
Yeah, yeah.
And
yeah.
it was like let's do another half one because it like people were starting to judge me a little bit because I feel like I was a little too loud. And then we went to the casino.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
Son of a bitch.
yeah.
You got to be careful with these
sorry.
stories,
Dude.
dude. John gets very offended.
I'm sorry.
when
I
I'm
you're
not
just-
offended. I was at home with my son.
Dude, I went
We
to the
just did-
Meadows
I'm just saying.
once without you, and you bring it up for a year.
Yeah, but you were John was invited.
I was invited.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a difference. I declined because of my child.
Okay, not to rehash this, but I swear to God, I said, dude, what are you doing tomorrow? And you're like, I'm in Baltimore or whatever.
Nah, I don't remember it. I don't.
You were
That's
in
not. That's
Baltimore,
not.
yeah.
We just did Ultimate
All right,
Texas
anyways.
Hold'em the whole time.
That's true. Yeah. We were on the
So-
game.
Yeah,
You're
so I won
banned
$90.
from.
You want what?
$90.
Damn, nice
Yeah.
job, dude. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Is that a Friday?
And-
it was a Friday, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it
how'd
was
you get a
the-
whole table?
It was.
It was-
We had to wait over a little bit
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say.
because that was like after the Pirates game. It was mobbed,
Yeah, I bet. Dude,
Yeah.
I bet.
and
they
the
won.
minimums were higher. I hate that.
It wasn't a Friday. It was a Saturday because
It was a
we
Saturday.
Oh, right,
did the
right.
podcast and then
Okay.
yeah,
But it was
yeah.
still after the baseball game
yeah.
Okay.
But it was fine.
because I went the day before after the baseball
That's
game. and I
right.
did
That's
the
right.
same
You're
exact
paying with
thing.
house money. Yeah.
Oh, you did.
Yeah, well, initially, like, I think Mike was inviting people like through different group chats.
He was.
So
There
I
were, like,
wasn't.
multiple
I wasn't in like any of those. So I was like, oh, okay, I'm not going. So I went the day before, and then he texted me the day of. He's like, hey, you want to go? I was like, oh fuck.
Yeah. You text me. You're like, did you text Mike? I'm like, I swear to God, I didn't. Because
I wonder. So you don't respond notoriously to any group chats ever. So I
hate
wonder.
group chats.
I wonder if that's why you didn't include you on the group chat.
Yeah, might be. But
I don't
but,
know.
but when we
It's
were
like
doing the
reuse
plans,
stuff.
I was
Yeah.
in it. I don't know.
I think because it was like, oh, I forgot a person on this one, and there's another one. I
well,
blame
we have
Rachel 'cause she uses
1,000 group
Android.
chats.
Yeah.
that's the problem.
True.
It's always like missing one person here and there
Yeah.
and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, we need to like.
That's cool. You guys went to the casino. How'd you do?
I was like up 70.
And then you threw it away.
No, we all won. We
that's
all
good.
won.
Oh, wow,
As
nice.
soon as like I was up, I looked at Mike. I was like, all right, let's get out of here.
The only reason
Yeah.
I'm up is because Chelsea was like, hey,
Can we go?
we're done. But when I was coming back to the table because I got a Yingling or whatever, and she was like, "Hey, that's gonna be your last one." And I'm like, "All right, like whatever, that's cool." She drives us home.
She's probably having
and
contractions in that moment.
She was having contractions all day. But they
Really?
were
That
they were
poor
like
girl.
light and they were discomforting and different things like that. And
Okay.
then maybe like halfway through or something, she was a sweetheart. She like drove us to because she was like, "Oh, that's your favorite beer. Like, I'll be your DD." So she dropped me off, and it was me and
Nate.
well, Nate drove, yeah, and then Nate drove me to the casino.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then she drove up to the casino, and then she was like, "Yeah, these hurt." And we actually got back home, and she called the on-call nurse or whatever.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
like, "Hey, here's what's happening," and everything. They're like, "Well, monitor it and see, and then come in if it still hurts and stuff." I'm passed out on the couch like a just belligerent idiot, and we went to bed. And then, yeah, like 7 a.m., she was like, "Hey, we're going to the hospital." And unlike the on top of it Harbins, who were amazing parents, we were like, "What goes in a hospital bag?" I don't know. We're just like throwing
Shoving
everything
stuff
in,
in.
doing
Yeah,
stuff, don't have
no.
a car seat, like all of that.
Oh no!
And we go there.
Well, in your defense, she was 3 weeks early.
Yeah, but I mean,
That's fair.
You had
That's
that
a good
stuff
point.
ready to go at least a month in advance, if not more, right? 3 months in advance. Like it was, you were talking about that stuff when,
A month.
yeah.
Tyler was
It's okay.
so self-conscious because he's like, dude, I just talked to John. He's like doing all this stuff.
Dude, yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, oh, I know CPR now. I know all that. It's just like,
If it makes you feel any
Well,
better,
I
I
did
would
feel-
be way worse than you.
I felt bad that I didn't include you on those classes that we were doing, but we.
that would have been fun.
I just assumed
Yeah.
that you were doing them, so I didn't
Wow.
want to bother. You were also like, at that point, you would have been
5 weeks.
5 weeks behind us. And I was like, well, they're not ready for this yet. I don't know.
Better
Yeah,
than
it's
not
probably
doing it
different.
at all. Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably a different.
Right. I was like,
Information.
I don't want to.
But I mean,
You know.
we got through it. Like Chelsea, like, and I'm not trying just to, like, I truly can't imagine being a woman and doing what she
Oh,
did.
not
No.
at all.
And you hear that until you're like the one like holding someone's leg and telling
you did
them like
that?
counting down and stuff.
You did that
Yeah,
part?
which I was not. I was like, put me in the back row, like behind the curtain, and I'll just cheer. And then they were like,
No, they're
"You're
like-
holding this
they're like,
here and
"Dad,
stuff."
get
And
over
at
here."
some
Yeah.
point, it's just like you kind of like. But she was going for, labor was like 24 hours, and then she was pushing for 4.
That's crazy.
It was
feel,
insane.
I feel terrible for having to push for 4.
Well, yeah, because in the back of my mind, because it was like Chelsea was like, you have to, not to be TMI, sorry, John, but like you have to wait until she's like dilated 10 centimeters and stuff
Yeah.
and things like that. So there's like a little chart, and it's like, okay, 1, 2, 3, whatever. We wait 4 hours, and I'm like, oh, I bet it's 8 centimeters. And it's like,
literally moves
it goes
half
up
a
like
centimeter.
1 centimeter
Yeah.
every 4 hours.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh my goodness. After 6, you're in like quote unquote active labor.
Yep.
So they got her to that.
Plus, you also got to wait for the baby to drop
Yeah, well, they upped her
into the pelvis.
And they're hitting her with IVs
That's
and
bad,
medicines and like they're like puncturing her like spine to do like epidurals and stuff.
Yeah. Well, my mom said, because she did an epidural really early. Like in the morning. And I was like talking to my mom about this. I was like, Tyler's having a kid. This is crazy.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, that slows things down pretty significantly.
The epidural. Yeah. And then they had to.
So that might be why.
Well, it's because it doesn't hurt. Like, it's
Well,
just-
yes.
it's like-
Yeah.
yeah.
Right.
But
Well, my mom was telling me like she did all 3 of us natural. I'm like, you're a psycho.
That's insane. Dude.
You're a psycho.
Well, I don't. So again, TMI, but you can't do. I don't know. If this is actually super accurate, but you can't do more than a couple C-sections. You just your body can't do it.
So the kid we found out was coming face up, which automatically means like for 97% of the pregnancies apparently or whatever they were saying is like you need a C-section.
Head up, yeah.
Yeah.
Not face up, head up, yeah.
Sunny side up, whatever the thing is.
You want
Feet
to be
first?
Well, you want to be head down.
Well, no, it's head down, but face up.
Oh, face
up,
head down.
yeah.
I see.
So like when the kid's coming out, they're supposed to be pointing, obviously head down and looking at the ground.
Right.
That's how he came out. So he like was turning and moving, I guess. She. Sorry. I can't,
You have a daughter.
that's a whole other thing, dude. Like I still, and maybe it's just the clothes we dress her in, but like I still think of her as a son,
Uh-huh.
which I gotta fix real quick.
She may
So-
listen to this one day.
Maybe one day.
Is that because the stuff I gave you is boy clothes now?
But so her like, I guess gynecologist, OBGYN, I don't know.
Chelsea's, yeah.
Chelsea's.
Not Penny's.
Not Petty's, not yet. Probably the same. Well, he'll be retired by then. But we had a 1 in 7 chance of getting him, right? So I think I was telling you where
Yeah.
it's like, hey, we should have played the field and like met other people,
Yeah.
and we didn't have him. But because the labor took so long, he clocked in
No way.
right around like the 3.5 hour mark.
That's amazing.
At 7 a.m. 7 a.m. 7 or 8. Comes in, is like, oh, hey, how's it going? Blah, blah, blah. Makes a couple jokes. He's like, all right, I'm just going to go walk around while you're doing this. Chelsea's like just pushing and doing all this stuff. And it's just like terrible. Yeah. So he comes back and he's like, oh, this kid hasn't moved. Like you've been pushing for like another hour. Like you're going on 4 hours now. This hasn't moved, which kind of sucks because the nurses were like saying like, oh no, yeah,
You're doing great. You're doing great.
She's coming.
Yeah. Nurses and the cheerleaders.
Yeah. So, and dude, they are cheerleaders. I didn't know what to do.
Incredible.
I
know.
felt stupid because everyone's like, you got this, push it down, blah, blah, blah. I mean, I'm like, yeah, baby. You know, like, it's stupid. Finally, the whenever they shift changed, they let me do the counting, which was a lot. Like I'm like, I can count. I mean, that's
I
why you
can
guys
count now,
upstairs.
yeah.
I'm
I know
like,
that one.
I
I
was
know how to
going
do
like
this.
10, 9, 8, and then I started going 1, 2, 3, 4. I went with the counting up. But anyway, the guy comes back in, super happy he was the one to do it. But he was like, all right, kid hasn't moved. We can vacuum her out, or you can have a C-section.
They used to use forceps.
And-
Little tongs. They used to use that. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, right. Which then
Yeah.
kids were getting like brain damage and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
So
because when you're
think,
born, like when you're an infant,
Yeah.
your head's in like 3 separate sections.
yeah.
So it's super malleable. So like that's, I mean, it's okay. You've seen a vagina, right? Yeah. All right.
Remind me which one that one.
All right. So it's the back half. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when the kid comes out,
Yeah.
obviously usually it's too big for where it's coming out of. So like the head, it's referred to as cone heads. So that's probably where the movie came from.
Yeah.
But it's referred to as coning. Your head forms into a cone. The baby's head does because it makes its way through the birth canal.
Oh,
When it comes out, like that's why sometimes babies' heads look cone-like.
I see.
So
So now
proceed. I'm
This
sorry.
is so
So
disturbing.
now
by the way.
pretend that the kid isn't moving.
right.
So they take a suction cup and they basically put it in there
yeah,
and they have like a little pump.
Yeah.
And they kind of pump it out.
yeah.
And then the next time when Chelsea's pushing,
They
they're
pull, right?
pulling.
Yeah.
So like Penny's poor head is just getting stretched like a cartoon.
Oh my
Right.
god.
So she comes out and her head's like twice as long. Like it was I was freaking out.
Yeah. So they ended up suction cupping her.
Yeah.
But they weren't worried.
No.
No, I mean, you saw her head. Like it's still.
Yeah,
like,
it
if you feel the
looks good
back, it's
now.
still like soft. There's
Soft.
still some like. It's like almost like liquid underneath it.
Yeah.
It's really weird. I know. Like I don't want to make you squeezy, but like, but it's night and day. Like we were like they just threw her hat on her and like you couldn't tell.
Like, it's fine.
But she's already much better. But like, yeah, if you touch it, it's like still really soft.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
But like I was losing it. Like in a a second, I was like, oh my god, like where's the helmet? Get the helmet on, like figure it out, like put it back, like what's going on. But
Fix it.
But then the other thing was like, I kid you not, and this is all within like 10 seconds where I'm like, okay, well, we're gonna love her no matter what. We'll make sure
Right,
that like
yeah.
we will never speak of it. Like it'll just be like normal. Like
Oh my
that's the
God.
stuff that's like flying
Yeah,
through
yeah,
your head.
sure.
Like oh man, but no, she's totally fine, healthy. But like Chelsea was like screaming like Penny is like halfway out of her.
Yeah.
And by this point, we were talking like I made my way like behind her shoulders where I'm like I don't need a front row view anymore. Like I'm good.
Yeah.
And they were kind of like putting me out of it just for like cleanliness, I guess, and
they
stuff.
don't want you to
yeah.
pass
Sure.
out. They don't want you to pass out.
Dude,
Yeah.
are you in a gown and everything?
Oh no!
Really?
I
Neither
was
were you?
just- yeah,
No.
Really?
You're just
Yep.
in your plain clothes.
but I'm just like,
she
man,
is.
this is
They both
crazy.
were, yeah.
Yeah,
And everyone, they're on scrub. Like they're in scrubs and the doctor.
he was, which is good
yeah.
because that thing was like the kid was like just pooping inside of her. As it was insane.
My son's first.
Insane,
my
dude.
son. My son's
Yeah.
first shit was on his way out.
Yeah. Yep. Which
So-
you need one a day, like that. There you go. Like that was your first one. It was crazy, and they call it something different. Like it's not like it doesn't smell or anything, but it's like I learned a lot, and I am
short
very
amount of time.
squeamish.
Things
and
you didn't want to know.
No.
Yeah.
But like the kid was halfway out, and Chelsea's like, I can't do it, and they're like, you don't have a choice. Like this is it. And God,
Chelsea was saying that?
Yeah. Oh my God, she was in so much pain because like the epidural was wearing off and stuff because like
jeez.
they didn't expect her to be pushing for like 4 hours or
Right,
whatever.
right.
And
mean,
she
pushing for 4
just
hours, man,
like
that's-
man. Well, yeah, and like I think we said, but like Lindsay was like, "Oh, we did it," and it was like she's like 10 minutes. And
Yeah,
I'm
I'll
like,
tell you
"Great."
this story in a second. Go ahead.
But yeah, she was done, and like the doctor was just like, "All right," and then we're gonna get like the placenta out. We're gonna do all this other stuff. He's like, "I promise you, once this is out, you're gonna be like fine." So they did. She's fine, but like when they pulled the baby out, they like threw it on her.
Yeah.
So like it's literally just like this mess of a human on there. And she's like, "Oh, rub her down, rub her." And like, I was just like, "I ain't touching you." So you were asking me about like, did you cut the umbilical cord? I'm like, F no, I did not. I'll be a cheerleader and stuff, but like, man, it was.
You also feel like in that moment too. I'm sure you felt this way. I felt a little bit too. Like you don't really know what to do, right? You're not really. You're not trained for any of that,
Right,
So you're just
yeah.
like, I don't want to get in the way or like fuck any
Yep,
of this
right.
up. So you're like, I'll do what I'm told when I'm told to do so. Thankfully, our labor, like ours were. I mean, yours were really good too, I'm sure. But like our nurses were incredible. I told you this whenever he was born. My poor wife was in labor, overall labor, for probably 48 hours. Is that right? Yeah, at least 2 days because they induced her, which didn't start natural. So it doesn't start naturally. So after we had dinner after the last time I was here on the podcast,
Yeah.
which is what I wanted to joke earlier when you said about after Mike's birthday. I joked with Nate. I was like, we just gotta stop having like group dinners. That's the problem.
Yeah, if somebody's pregnant and they're like ready, like you gotta
Group dinner
Yeah.
does it, yeah.
Yeah, they start labor. So they called us in the parking lot of Goodfellas, and they were like, "Hey, we'll have a bed for you." And like 12:30, we're like, "Oh, like tonight?" They're like, "Yeah." And it was 10. Like,
Wow.
like shit. Like,
Time
okay,
to,
I guess we're going
Time
home.
to go, yeah.
We already had our bags packed, but it was like, I guess we're gonna like. We went home and she showered. We took our time. We got there, and then
Yeah.
the induction takes forever. I do not recommend it to anybody. And I didn't even go through it. I was just there. So induction just took for fucking ever to get to 10 centimeters because it was at 0. But the cool part was we first got there. It was like 1:30 in the morning when they pulled us back. No one else was there. The whole hospital's dead.
Yeah.
It's a Friday night and Saturday morning really, and we're in there, and then the nurse that brought us back 3 days later was the same nurse that delivered our son.
Nice.
Because she was back on shift.
Yeah.
And so like
Wow.
we thought it was really cool because we kind of bonded with her a little bit because like just first there like asking questions, figuring everything out.
Right.
She's like super. They were all super nice, but she's like super in tune with everything and just like, hey, this is what's going on. She comes on shift at like probably 7 p.m. the night of him being born, and we're just making small talk again. She's like, hey, I'm back, and like she had the Duquesne. She went to Duquesne because she had a hoodie on the day of.
Cool.
So we were like, hey, we will like when we first got there. She had a sweatshirt on. So we were like,
Yeah.
hey, you went to Duquesne too, and at the moment I was like, I'm not gonna be creepy and like ask when she graduated. Like I'm not gonna be like, like we both went to Duquesne. That's enough. Like camaraderie. Like hey,
Yeah.
cool. Like it's 3 days now. I've been here for 3 days. I live here now. Like I'm gonna ask you whatever the fuck I want to ask you now. So
Yeah.
Sure.
like
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, like when did you graduate? Like not like how old are you? Like when did you graduate? She's
Yeah.
like, 2022, and I was like, fuck.
Wow.
I was like,
Yep.
shoot me. I was like,
Wow.
So it's similar. The nurses that we had, they were like, "Oh, Penny, we love the name Penny. Like, how'd you get the name Penny?" And I'm like, "Well, you remember the movie The Rescuers with the mice?" And just blank stares.
They're like,
just
nah.
nothing.
Oh no.
And then the nurses that came on were like old, like they're still.
Right.
They still looked young, but like they were looked older than the people that we
Older
had,
than, yeah.
and we said the same thing. They're like, "Oh yeah, we remember that movie."
Right,
I'm like,
yeah.
"Oh, thank God!" Like, okay, we have people that
There's
are
still
like
hope.
in
There's still
our-
hope.
Yeah,
I don't know this
God.
for sure, but I would guess that the majority of the labor and delivery nurses at McGee are under 23 years old.
it was.
Yeah.
We went through a lot of them.
yeah. So did we? Yeah.
So honestly, the reason why we saw most of them is because Chelsea just doesn't drink water, so her veins are like thinner than your hair type of
Okay,
thing, right?
yeah.
So couldn't get a vein. So they finally got it in like the kind of like her inner elbow,
Okay.
like I don't know, like whatever you call that, inside elbow. I
Yeah,
don't
the
know.
bend, yeah.
Yeah.
The crease.
So she has her IV there, but every time she like kind of like moved her arm,
It
it would
beeps.
set the alarm
Yeah.
off.
Yep.
Every time. It got to the point where like she just didn't hear it anymore. And it was just like, Charles, you gotta call the nurse again, like whatever. So she's
Yeah.
like on her phone or something. It would just constantly beep.
Wow.
Because they would beep for her too, and I was in charge of pushing the button. I just push the button, and then like you put it next. Like it's loud. It's very loud. If you've ever been to
It's
a hospital,
obnoxious,
it's obnoxiously loud. It's like a loud, obnoxious beep.
Right.
So all I do is I just push the call button, and then it comes on, and the next time it beeps, they go, "Oh, we hear it. We're coming in." I'm like, cool.
Yeah.
See you in a second. Like
Yeah, you don't even have to say anything.
you, don't,
You're
you,
like,
don't- you
"Oh,
literally
okay,
just
see you
push the
again."
big giant nurse button, and then they just come in.
They must have come in 5 dozen times,
Yeah,
and
they
that's
would.
just during like the labor part of it. And they were 100% nice every single time.
Every time,
It was
yeah.
crazy.
Every time.
Wow.
Yeah.
We're always like, "Oh, thank you so much. Like, we're sorry." And like don't apologize. That's why I told him, like, going into it, like, we made sure to tell the two of them, like, they are there for you. Ask for stuff. Like, do not be afraid to ask. They want to help you. Let them do what they want. Like, because if you don't ask for it, you're not gonna
Right.
You're not gonna get it. You
Yeah.
can get it yourself.
And again, but we did
Well,
ask
they-
for stuff, and then they would
yeah.
like forget. And then, so it was kind of like a game where
Sometimes they did forget to. Yeah,
it's weird because they'll leave and they'll be like, "Okay, and we're gonna go get you juice, and we'll get you." And then like
that's true. You're like, where
30
the
minutes
fuck is
goes
it?
by,
Yeah,
like,
the
where are you
fuck
getting
is
the juice
that?
from?
Yeah,
Juice.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. Because I did text you whenever you told me you guys were there. I was like, all right, go here, go here, go here.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
like, across, like, or for me, it was across my room was like the little like juice and coffee
It's
stand.
close, yeah.
I was like, outside your room, there's probably a juice or a coffee stand. It's somewhere close by. Just look.
Mine was broken.
Yeah.
So that's
Oh,
24
was
hours
it?
without caffeine.
Yeah.
Oh, you
that's
probably
what
weren't
you're
in there.
saying.
Yeah,
I caught a little bit of that upstairs.
I was having like a migraine as
That's brutal, dude.
the last third. Yeah, well, dude,
Not as bad
Not
as-
as brutal as getting split in half by a
sure.
human. Like that's at
Fair.
the end of the
Yeah.
day. Like that's
fair.
yeah.
Yeah.
I can just shut on up and. But I tell you what, though, when she brought that coffee, that was the best. And like,
Best
what
damn
coffee
coffee
is
ever.
this? She's like, it's Folgers, but they make some special blend for hospitals. And I'm like, that's amazing.
Put
Like whatever it
methamphetamines
is,
in it. Yeah.
sure,
Can
I
have
don't
one of
care.
those for the ride home.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it was so she had it. So the difference here is we had very different experiences. Lindsay pushed for all of 10 minutes. 10 minutes. and was
That's
out.
crazy.
Because he was like, well, not saying anyone deserves 4 hours, but she was there for 2 hours or 2 days in labor. So like,
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
for
Okay.
sure. Yeah, and
like,
it's
she deserved
crazy
a
how
10-minute
different.
push.
Yeah.
Chelsea deserved much less than 4 hours, but like, maybe 30 minutes. I don't know.
Yeah, like we came in at 4 centimeters.
Right.
Like,
So
yeah.
most people come in. It's somewhat dilation. We
Yeah,
didn't-
Chelsea was having
She was
some
at 0.
crazy pains. Then she had the epidural, and then that subsided, which then like the contractions really weren't anything. So then they gave her
Right,
medicine
yeah,
to
right.
like force the contractions, and then it went from like, okay, you're 7 centimeters. I doze off. We go to bed for like maybe like an hour,
Yeah.
and then she's up with just like tremendous pain. And she's like, all right,
Oh.
and they're like, okay, this is coming.
Was it
Like,
10? Yeah.
it was wild.
Once the
man.
medicine happens, then yeah.
Yeah.
We couldn't. We went through a couple of different kind of medicines, but then once we got to the point, once we were like, well, she went from 6 to 9.5, and I was like, I felt so bad
Yeah.
because like they come in and check you, and it's a doctor that has to check you,
Yeah.
and so they come in and check you, and the doctor's like, you're only 9.5, and I'm like,
That's what they were
You
trying to
have
tell
to,
her.
you have to wait.
you wait, it's
Yeah.
not a waiting game.
It's got to be
I literally was like,
10.
if I hadn't suggested a call, like if I said, oh, let's wait 20 more minutes, you'd been at 10,
Yeah.
100%. You'd 100% been at 10. We'd have been pushing.
They only check you like every 4 hours
Yeah,
too. Like,
yeah.
they don't-
Oh,
it's
so
not
you had to
like
wait
they're-
another like 4 hours?
Not for that one, but it
okay.
was like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
But he's right.
Damn,
If you're
yeah.
not anywhere close,
Yeah, 'cause
they
they
won't
have to check
you.
on everyone else.
Right. And then they just well, it's not worth checking you.
The doctors get bored.
Yeah.
Or like I don't know if it's a doctor or a lead nurse or whatever it is, but like they would come in and you could tell that they had just like commanded authority, or they're like, okay, let's do this. And they'd like poke and prod you and do
Yeah.
whatever. But then it's like, all right. And then they just leave because it's like, nothing's happening here for a while. I'm like, oh my God.
That was the
But they
craziest.
they were there like at the pushing stuff stage.
well, that's what I mean. If you're pushing for 4 hours, no, they'll be like,
they'll just
push,
come back,
push, push.
yeah.
And they're like, okay,
Oh
we'll see
yeah.
you later.
Well, but for John,
Yeah. So yeah, for ours, it was really it was interesting because we had obviously never been through this before. So we asked our nurse, we're like, hey, what's this process like? Like, what's going to happen? And she goes, oh, the doctor will come in, we'll get all set up, and then it'll be me, you, and her mom is actually there with us the whole time. Like Lindsay's mom is
Okay.
there, so she's like, it'll be the 4 of us in the room, and then the doctor will come in to set stuff up, and then she'll just leave. And I was like, oh, like. Really? Like every sitcom you ever watch, the doctors never leave. They're like,
Yeah.
they're always there.
Yeah.
And they're just hanging out the whole time.
Right.
And you're like, I was like, okay, well, if that's how this goes, whatever. Like, we like you anyway. This is the nurse again that was there from the day one.
right.
We're like, well, that's fine. So, what we started the process of pushing, or Lindsay started the process of pushing, and then they weren't even ready. They weren't set up at all.
Oh, wow.
They had stuff, but you don't know this, but they take part of the bed off. Like the bottom part of the bed comes off, and like you get the stirrups and all that, and then like they put all sorts of stuff down, and then you don't catch the child, but you catch the child pretty much that comes out. So they were not ready at all, and so they had a big cleanup process because they weren't ready. So
Yeah.
and the doctor came in and was like, oh. Yep, this is happening now. Okay, let's like okay.
You got to be like calm under pressure.
Yeah,
Man.
yeah. So
That's
Dude, the
wild.
guy was getting it was like a freaking murder horror scene.
It was-
like,
yeah, it was
oh
pretty
my
bad. It was pretty
God.
terrible. It was
And the
pretty
guy
terrible.
was just like, oh, okay. Like he got just
Well, how many of those a day does he do?
well, the nurses were saying they like on average they do about like 2 a day.
Yeah.
right. 'Cause it
Over the
depends.
course of 10 years.
Oh,
This is
for
like-
sure. Yeah.
Well, there's like 28 beds, and so not everyone's obviously in labor and in the same stage of labor at the same time. So
It is crazy
Sure.
how like the labor room and like my mom made a good point. It's like, well, if something happens, like they need to bring machinery in or they need to
Right.
bring a bunch of people in.
Right.
Like the labor rooms were like, I don't know, is double this fair.
As big as your living room, it's pretty fair.
Yeah, like it's massive. And then when
Not that
you're
deep,
out,
like not that wide, but that long. Yeah,
and then when you're out, it's like here's a
it's like
quarter
half
of a
this
hotel room.
It's like half this room.
Yeah.
is the room afterwards.
For like
So-
a bed and a couch and a chair and your bassinet and all that stuff. It's crazy.
There's only one person in the labor room at a time.
Yes.
Okay. Because that's where it's, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Although I
Dude, I
will
don't know. I
say
don't
we
know anything.
were hearing some screams down the hallway.
You were?
Yeah. I luckily Chelsea was sleeping at that point, but like, yeah,
they're supposed
this
to.
one,
They claim they're soundproof. I don't. Yeah.
it was very, very,
Very
very
faint,
faint. And
yeah.
like Chelsea, I don't think I ever told her either, but like,
Yeah.
I was like sitting there because like I just can't sleep in strange places. I can't poop and I can't sleep in strange places. I was having a bad time.
That's a bad.
Yeah, it was a bad
Bad
time.
experience. It's a bad experience
Not as
for a
bad.
couple of days out.
Again, let me preface. Not as bad as Chelsea was having, so
Yes.
it doesn't matter.
Not as bad as labor.
Yes.
100%.
But yeah, I was hearing some screams. I was like, man,
Yeah, that's not a good place to be.
no. But yeah, they were great. Anyway, yeah. So we have a child now.
Yeah.
I guess she'll be a week old when people are hearing it. It's tax day. Hope everyone's doing their taxes. Enjoy your
Mine are done.
taxes.
Might have been done.
I am doing this now.
Free tax USA.
Free tax USA
Totally free. Well, $15 to the state.
instead of TurboTax. You mean? I'm doing TurboTax. I can't.
No, that's
yeah,
fine.
that's fine.
At this point, it also this is really for next year because like at this point, it's you need to be doing it. It's too late.
Mm-hmm.
You've already got everything probably mostly put in.
Everything but the house. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, don't retype everything in. But next year, don't pay the extra money. You don't need
That's
to.
fair. I'm worried about crypto stuff.
Yeah.
Not crypto stuff, but like stocks and stuff like that. Like,
You're right.
Have you pulled out?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah.
But they send you
Yeah.
all those forms, right?
They do, but they send them in a weird. So specifically, I think
They were
Robinhood and E-Trade send like a condensed version of it,
they were
which doesn't line up
confusing.
with the example that TurboTax does and stuff
They
like
are.
that.
They are. So this free tax USA is also not as robust as like a TurboTax.
Yeah.
So like that part
Be
was a little
careful,
confusing for
yeah.
me because I did the same thing and I was like, nah, I'm just gonna suffer through it. And I just did it one day.
I'll just pay it. It's like what, $100, $120 or something like that for
Yeah.
the free one, or you could pay like $550 to have someone just do it for you. But I'm sure that gets more and more expensive the closer it gets to the tax day.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
No, Kyle used to go to like Walmart and use the guys at the little
Which is kind of awesome.
like the desk. You know, you seen those? Well,
No.
you don't go to the store. Never mind. You don't know.
You don't go to Walmart.
You don't go to Walmart.
I don't go. I was actually texting Tyler because I was at Walmart down in North Carolina. It was the worst. I hate
Yeah.
Walmart.
Yeah, you don't go for your own groceries though. So
No, I'm spoiled.
yeah. Anyway, they
You have
set up.
people do that for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, they set up these like literal like desks and offices. That's like I think it's H&R Block. They come in and just
Yeah.
sit down. And do it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's cool.
But they offer you like you sit down, you bring all your shit, and they're like, here you go. They'll file your taxes for
They're
you.
just right there.
That's not fair.
That's
though.
a-
You have to
that's
pay
a
for
good
that,
play.
I think, right?
Oh, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Kyle used to pay for it.
Yeah. I guess when you're the government, it's like, look, I would rather do your taxes for free and take your money than like,
Oh yeah,
Not-
dude. If I was the
you know,
government,
so
I
it's
would
like-
offer free.
yeah,
Let me see what's going on.
yeah. Right?
They love seeing what's
Just
going on.
give you everything.
Yeah.
And yeah.
No, that's totally.
When you file, they get it all anyway. So I don't like.
Yeah, if you're
yeah,
truthful.
but
if you're
If you're truthful about it, yeah.
right, exactly.
Right.
I mean,
But
you
if
have
get-
people that are just like, I mean, people find loopholes like crazy,
Yeah,
and
that's true.
it's.
I'm petrified to get audited though, because I don't keep that shit.
I don't keep anything.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so-
it's like, all right, man. Here's TurboTax. My dad got audited, right? My
Really?
mom is the most meticulous person. Like she has like just binders of just everything.
Wow.
Like pick a year, she has it. It's
I
ready to
have
go.
I
Hard
have
copy.
a hard plastic binder of all of our important documents, but
I got nothing. Like birth certificate and stuff. We have it like in a
Yeah.
fire safe. But my dad was the one that got audited before. I think it was before they were married.
okay.
And he had like just a shoebox of just crap. And he was like, "Okay, audit me. Here you go," and just gave it to them. And
it the
they're
Vince
just like it's
Vaughn
like they just
dodgeball
didn't want to
thing?
do the work or whatever. He was like, "All right, whatever."
Is it the
Oh
Vince
my
Vaughn
God.
dodgeball scene? Did you see that? You watched
Vince
dodgeball?
Vaughn. I haven't seen dodgeball in so long.
It's on the Plex.
he opens up a closet, right?
Yeah. And just,
Yeah.
papers.
The
Papers.
chick is she's auditing him. Yeah,
it's
yeah.
exactly like that. Like, just
Yeah.
because like my mom always says it, where she's like, I'm the one ready to like be audited, and it'd be like smooth as heck, and then my dad's the one that's like, I don't.
Sounds similar to the conversation we always have. Like, I'm ready to go to jury duty, and like everyone else is like, get me the fuck away from this situation.
You'd want to do jury duty.
Yeah, 100%.
Why?
Dude. Why not?
They pay you like $1.
So I get paid from work. They wouldn't take the day from me. I don't care.
Yeah, that's true. I don't think they do.
I would hate driving downtown, dude. That was
I
the
drive
worst driving.
I drive all over.
I
don't
can't.
care.
I would hate that.
I drive everywhere for work. So
Yeah. Do you get like reimbursed for gas and stuff?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I get
that's
mileage. I get I get the
Mileage.
IRS standard. So it's like 64 cents, 65 cents.
Nice.
Whatever's on the website, we get that. So.
Yeah.
Do you get like wear and tear for your car and
That's
different
it.
things like that?
That's-
That's
yeah.
all included. Yeah,
Yeah.
man. Okay.
That's what they consider it to be. It's not.
That's nowhere close,
It's
but yeah,
not,
sure.
yeah.
All right. I guess you know that going into the job, though.
Yeah. I could, years ago, they let you claim like that kind of stuff on your taxes.
Yeah.
But that shit changes from year to year. So I'm sure some asshole took it away. So
I'm sure
checks.
there's like we're splitting the house this year and filing separately, so Chelsea can hopefully get student loan forgiveness.
that's right.
Yeah.
She was telling me about that. That's nice.
So we'll see how that goes. But man,
We've never filed. Lindsay couldn't fucking. She doesn't know where. She doesn't know where she doesn't know where the taxes are. So
You go to the tax tree.
yeah.
Yeah.
all I know is
I love my wife to death, but she could never file her taxes.
my taxes, my return was really high. And I put Chelsea stuff in. Now they just suddenly went. Well, it turns out my wife has a side hustle on Etsy that
Destroys
never
her.
paid taxes on until like the end of the year. So it's not like she was like
all that's
paying and like
income,
doing
man.
it. It's
Yeah.
all at the end.
Yeah.
What does she sell on there?
She did like banners. She took it down now, just because she just wasn't enjoying it anymore. But she would do like banners and crafty things and stuff
Cool.
like that.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. Well, I mean, if you get dividends, that like rakes you, dude.
Yeah, I don't do any of that. It's just like
I reinvest all my dividends.
I do now.
Yeah.
Well, no. So I'm sorry. I have been. That doesn't matter.
What do you mean?
You still get the dividend. The government sees it as an income. Does
I
not matter.
guess that would make sense.
Really?
100%, dude.
I don't know about
Crypto
that.
though, I don't.
If you
get
don't
any of
take it
that.
out,
Doesn't. You're reinvesting it. Well, hold on. Let me back up.
Okay.
Are you doing mutual funds? Or are you doing
no,
straight
these are
stocks?
straight stocks.
I can tell you at the end of shadow doubt. I will tell you off air.
Yeah.
How much I got on dividends on a yearly basis, years in past.
Yeah.
I got dinged every single time.
I wonder if there's like a limit though. Like
There
I wonder
might
if there's
be.
like a threshold. Like if you make X amount over whatever. Like that's what freelance is. Like
Yeah.
freelance, they made it where it's like, oh, if you make over, I mean, like $1,000, okay, you're self-employed, and then you have to pay like way more taxes on it and stuff.
That's stupid.
Wow.
It's insane. It's not.
It's not that.
I don't
low,
think it's 1,000,
yeah,
but
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like they definitely decreased what it was.
It's like the old gift rule, which is now expanded to $17,000. But back when the gift rule was $10,000, people used to give you $9,999. You don't have to claim that on your taxes.
Yeah,
that's free and clear.
It's crazy.
Like, which is like,
I almost
how
had to
stupid is that?
That is dumb. I almost had to pay taxes on casino winnings last
See,
year.
if you pull, so I learned because I got my big one in the casino on FanDuel.
Yeah,
Only if you pull it out do they hit you. I
cash out every time.
You always got. I never
I go
I've
live.
I've never cashed out. So.
I'm not talking about sports betting. I'm talking about like live.
Oh, I see. At the actual casino. I'm sorry.
If it wasn't for a horrific December, I would have had to pay taxes. Thanks, Meadows, for
Thanks
saving
to
me.
Meadows.
What a glowing recommendation.
yeah,
For your birthday.
No,
no?
the birthday
No.
was in January.
Right.
I went in December, got hammered.
In two senses of the word.
What?
In both senses of the word.
Yes, I always get hammered there because it's free drinks, so I just get fucked up. That was craps. Craps destroyed. I haven't won craps there once. Only at the Rivers do I win at craps.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the same with Texas Hold'em. Like Meadows cleared me out, and then I was like, I hadn't gotten back since then.
I forget what I win at the Meadows. Apparently, I win a lot there, but I don't remember what game I went at. I'm always so hammered.
I couldn't find Katie Glitter there, and I wanted to play, what's the 50-50 one?
Baccarat.
I wanted to play Baccarat.
I did have
yeah.
a great night there at Baccarat.
Yeah.
It was like 2 a.m.
That's what you're
and
saying.
I was like 14 drinks in.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I was just winning every coin flip. It was awesome.
Nate was showing me how to play baccarat one time.
Yeah, we were playing at Permanis, remember?
Yeah, no, but after that, me, him, and Mac went to the casino one night.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. That was
Thanks
a lot
for
of
the
fun.
invite.
You're welcome.
I was gonna say, you guys are fiends. Like, you're just always at the casino.
It was a WoW.
It's bad.
It was a WoW themed thing.
Wow, theme. That's
okay,
funny.
That makes sense.
When we were there for Mike's birthday, dude, I think I'm a little casinoed out right now.
Yeah.
I was just like looking around. I was like, this is disgusting.
This is not where I need to be right now.
I had like a kind of like existential dread.
That's good though. Like,
Yes.
like having that feeling is
That's a really-
Like I just flashed forward like 40 years. I was like one of those people at the
you'll
slot
be
machine
in that exact
smoking.
seat. Yeah.
I'll be like, oh my God, I got to get out of here.
You've
I'm just
taken
having
up
a panic attack.
You've taken up smoking cigarettes because everyone else around you did. So at the casino, you're smoking cigarettes.
I could see myself getting addicted to cigarettes for sure.
I could 100% see you get addicted
Yeah.
to cigarettes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
You could be addicted to cigarettes.
Yeah, I don't want to though.
Beyond a shadow of a doubt.
Anyone could. It's fine.
I already smoked my cigarette for the year, so it's like I gotta.
Yeah, you started early. Then.
Yeah, it was the first day of February, dude. I was
Go
dead.
ahead. Story time.
What?
Story time.
What was that? I went to that singles event thing, and I was fucking plastered.
Did you actually say that on air?
I
Why
thought
did
I talked
you-
about it.
Why did you smoke a cigarette?
These two guys just came up to us and they
You and the
offered
girl-
me a
you and
cigarette.
the girl?
No. This was after. I went to go meet my friends at like the bar next door.
Oh, thanks for the invite.
They get the fuck out of here.
You ain't single.
Yeah,
I'm
true.
just kidding.
You ain't even double.
That's true.
But then I walked down to Rivers and won like
Yeah,
$500
you won like $600 that night. Yeah.
yeah, that was a big night. I forgot what
That's
did I
awesome.
play there?
All I remember is 3 in the.
It was craps. It was craps.
Yeah, the next
Big craps
morning I
night.
woke up.
Yeah.
From a text at 3:00 in
Yeah.
the morning from this guy.
Yeah,
It said,
holding like a purple chip.
"Yeah."
and-
He's like, "Hey man, look what I did." I was like, "Oh, that's awesome, man! Congratulations."
What's a purple chip? 1,000?
500.
500?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every time I get plastered and play craps at the Rivers, I walk away with a purple chip. It's the most disgusting.
It's crazy. Except for the night that I did.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but I wasn't hammered.
You weren't when I walked away, but you turned out hammered after I left. After Will and I
True.
left.
Didn't I turn
Yeah.
it around though?
No.
Are you sure? Oh yeah,
Not
I was
according to the
down.
text
I was
message, you
down.
did
Yeah, I
not.
was pissed. I lost everything that night.
Yeah. I won't give the number out, but you told me it was not a.
Yeah,
It was not a
Yeah,
good
I remember
time.
that. That was my
That
worst
was
night ever.
after
Actually,
that's what brought you. Well, it wasn't December because it was the baseball season. We went to see the Yankees and Pirates play, but
that was.
it was.
That was a rough
It's a lot of existential crisis. They're just like, oh, okay.
Remember, I came to the podcast
Yeah.
that week, and I was
Yeah.
like, Tyler, I made a mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My life's in
It was in
shambles.
September because it was September because Will came. We all went to the Pirates game, and
Will's a cool guy, dude. I really like Will.
Will's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just good. He's one of those plug and play guys. Like
Yeah.
any situation, you could
fits-
invite him, and it's a good time.
he fits in just about any group he wants.
Right.
To, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. You want to play Valorant? You want to go sports bet? You
Yeah.
wanna,
No. Yeah.
That's cool.
Total plug and play.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. So you know what keeps me up at night is like. You guys are like, oh man, I had a kid and blah blah blah, and I'm sitting here like, man, I throw my money away at the casino every day.
The funny thing is, like, back to that story, like when he texted me about winning and all that, and I wake up the next morning to a message. At night, my phone's on like do not disturb. Like,
Right.
don't fucking bother me.
Yeah.
That's how old I am. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see that. I didn't see the little moon. I just
No,
sent, I just sent that shit.
Doesn't matter. Here's the thing: you can send it all you want. I don't get it.
You won't get it.
I don't-
Yeah.
I-
Well, it was
I'll
like
get
3
it.
a.m.
I'll get it, but
You
I
weren't
don't-
gonna get it
I don't-
regardless.
So
dude.
he will get it if you keep spamming it.
Really?
It's true. Yeah.
It should.
If there's
it
like an
should
emergency?
burst
If
through
it's
it, yeah.
twice in a row, and if there's a notify anyway button as well.
Yeah.
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 I will get
Oh,
that.
really?
Yeah.
Good thing Drunk John didn't know that, because he would have thought that was an emergency.
My brother-in-law gets up fairly early because he works at a golf course.
Yeah.
So he's like up 5 a.m. like
Yeah.
doing that stuff. I was gonna text him last night because he's doing a Star Trek marathon. He's a big Star Trek guy.
Nice.
So I was gonna just text him a picture of the reboot, which he's not a big fan of.
Oh,
Just be
really?
like, I'm on Star Trek with you. So I have a picture waiting in my camera roll, just waiting for him to be like, because he goes to bed like late, so I don't want to like to send it to him and him get mad. Like wake
you woke
not
him
only
up?
wake him up, but then piss him off.
Oh, yeah.
But
That's
yeah,
so funny.
We'll see.
That is a good one.
Yeah, I think after Penny was born, when you guys were in the hospital, I texted you because now the kid like I'm up at 4 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning.
Now you answer me.
I would now.
If that happens.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I would, yeah. Well, also with I'm giving Bella medicine at all hours of the night too.
Oh, really?
So I'm
You gotta do that like constantly.
I'm getting she's on 8-hour pills, 12-hour pills. So I'm trying to find the right balance. But like I'm giving him anyway. I'm up is what the point.
So
is.
you just never sleep ever again.
Oh, I sleep. If you
really?
ask my wife, yeah, I sleep. So, but she doesn't sleep as much. Well, she does now, but she wasn't.
If you had to work, or you off?
Oh, I took 1 week. Actually, I took half a week because
That's it.
the first 3 days of the week I was in the hospital, which don't count. So I was in the hospital.
Yeah.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday,
Wow.
and then we got home Wednesday afternoon. So, and then I was back at work Monday.
I don't go back
That's
till May.
crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a little nicer.
I had to take my own PTO. So
They don't do any paternity. Yeah.
no, my office.
I took
sucks
2
for that.
personal days for the actual labor, and then I finished off the week. So I was like, I'm not going to burn
No, you shouldn't.
stuff. Yeah.
You shouldn't. Yeah, well, that's a whole. I hate the concept of that in any way. So I'm very happy for you.
Yeah, no, sure.
I'm just
yeah.
like,
Yeah,
this is
that
stupid.
sucks for you because you're not going to be.
I don't know
there.
how. Like, I get it. Like, this person gave birth. Like, but like,
It's a
you can't do that on your own. Like,
it's a 2-person job.
Yeah. Like, it's.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah.
I mean, people do it all the time on their own, so I
Right.
get it. But
At
it's
least
just,
I don't.
After the fact, it's a 2-person job.
Right. I don't know how people figure it out. Like my parents, I don't know how they did it. They both worked.
Right.
yeah.
Like
Right.
fall. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's like.
I don't get it.
I mean, it's gonna
Yeah,
be. It helps that like Chelsea's basically just done for the year,
Right.
Yeah.
for school, and like because I work from home, like I can help beyond the 3 weeks. But like, yeah, man, I don't know.
I don't know how it happened. Like my parents didn't work from home.
Yeah,
Right.
I don't know.
Right.
dude.
And
I
that
don't
is
get it.
that is the nice thing I'll say. Like I do work from home, so like
Yeah.
that's what made it like I didn't put up as much of a fight.
Right.
They were like, "Well, how much time do you want?" Me knowing it would be against my own PTO, I was like, "A week." Like, like I could have said 2,
Yeah.
but then
Yeah.
now I'm out 10 days of PTO,
Right.
yeah.
which I only get 15 anyway. So like
Wow.
5 for the rest of the fucking year. No thanks. Like I would want it. Like my dad's coming into town eventually. My sister's coming in May. Like
Yeah.
I'm gonna take days off. So like
Absolutely.
I'm not gonna just. And he said he's lenient, but I'm not one to abuse that situation. I mean, I will if it comes to it, but I'm not gonna just be like, I
Yeah.
need 2 weeks off. The kid, my kid was born. My coworker was like, the whole week back, I barely did any work. The first week back, I was upstairs there all the time, like up and down, up and down, up and down.
Yeah.
My coworker was like, I'm just gonna assume you're not here. Like, and she didn't mind. She's like,
That's awesome.
she said this is a stupid fucking rule. This is
Yeah.
ridiculous.
I was
You
taken
shouldn't-
off of every chain, every like things that I'm normally like tagged in and stuff. Like
Right.
I was just off. Like
Yeah.
nobody was bothering
That's
me.
nice,
That
man.
was,
Yeah.
it was
And
crazy.
that's been the way too. My the guys on my crew and my coworker have been amazing. They're trying to bother me with it. Like only bother me if I have to. And now it's picking up again because like he's 5 weeks, fucking get over it kind of. But
There's only
for the first 2 weeks and all that, she was like I said, she literally said, "I'm just assuming you're not here."
Yeah.
Because I was like, "Hey, I'm sorry, I'm back. Like, I'm really sorry. Like, Ben had to do this, that, or whatever." And she's like, "Listen,
Don't worry
like
about
this
it.
is
It helps when other people have had kids or have gone through certain things. Like I don't know if she has.
She
or,
doesn't.
Like,
She doesn't
yeah?
have kids.
Okay.
She's my age. She's 31, I think. She wants to have kids eventually.
Yeah.
So she told me. I hope she's not mad. I'm saying this on a podcast, but she's there's not even maternity leave in my office. Like
yeah.
she's gonna have to quit to find like to.
Yeah.
have a kid in
How would that
office.
even work?
Well,
right?
Chelsea like has to bank them. Like they don't have maternity
Right,
leave
which
for
is
hers. It's
stupid.
just like you
That's
use
so
like
fucking-
medical leave.
Right. So she had to like. Not that you guys. I mean, you go on out of town and stuff like she had to like bank her vacations for like the
Yeah.
last few years. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is fucking stupid.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you want to get pregnant? It's like you have to jump through some hoops and kind of
There's
figure that stuff
some
out.
sacrifices you got to make.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like it is night and day. And I get it, teachers, it's a little bit different job. Like me, if I'm not there, like the world's not going to end, right? Like
Right,
for them, it's like, well, we have to.
There's 30 kids.
Backfill, and there's
30
like
kids
kids
a
are gonna
class.
go
Aren't
crazy,
gonna have a
yeah.
teacher.
Whole
Or well, maybe
curriculum.
probably like 90 for a day, right? Or more than that, 120.
I wish.
she-
I don't know.
Right, but like a lot of kids aren't gonna have a teacher for a day.
She's
Right.
she's in a much better place now. So I
Sure.
think it's a little less, but like
Right.
when she was in other classes and doing like multiple grades and stuff, yeah.
But you would assume that at that point, like
Yeah.
one class is maybe 20, 25 kids. Like
No, the teachers are
Yeah.
woefully.
yeah, undervalued,
Yeah.
underpaid. Yeah. Well, so not to keep belaboring the paternity leave thing. I have a friend. He lives in Sweden. He's Swedish. He gets 3 months off. He's a dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He gets 3 months off. His wife is pregnant again, and so she'll get more leave. And he has a 1-year-old, and he can just choose when he wants to take it. It's not like he has to take it like the day after the kid's born.
Yeah.
He just like the thing is they can't, like, your employer can't say no. Like it's a law.
Yeah, it's based off of
So like if you walked in tomorrow because you were, I don't know, like you had a kid or not, but you're like, say you're hungover and you're like, fuck it, I'm gonna stay home like kid.
Yep.
Just say, I'm using my paternity leave.
Right.
Okay. Like,
don't they? Sweden's a country. They have like mandatory vacation as well, right?
Probably, but they're also a socialist country, which leads us to that book that I got you.
The rainbow fish.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. Wait. What did I want to say? Oh, so I do get 3 weeks, but then I also get a 40-hour flex time.
That's
so
over
the next 15 weeks. Oh, she has a doctor's appointment. Cool. I can take her. I can do different things like that.
That's very nice.
Yeah, you got me the rainbow fish. Do you know the rainbow fish, John?
I knew what it was, but I don't remember like what the story is when he was telling me.
So there's a rainbow fish who has a bunch of like kind of glittery, colorful scales and stuff.
Yeah.
And the whole book is about him just giving away his scales to all of the other boring fish.
Sure.
And you're indoctrinating these kids at an early age.
Yeah.
It's like, well, no, you can't have one special person. Everyone has to be equally mundane.
Ooh.
I'm just saying.
That's brutal.
So that can't be the first time anyone said that. But I swear, and like I was trying to tell this to Chelsea, because Chelsea's like, I'm sure that you didn't come up with that idea. I'm sure I didn't. But in that time and place, and I don't know if it was a soccer trip or New Year's or whatever, and I was drunk off my butt, and I was just like, this socialist BS. So we were talking about, But so it's just this ongoing joke
I remember
of that.
From all those years ago.
I opened that up, I was dying. It was so funny. We actually had, so it's on, I don't think there's any other kids' books. All the kids' books are in
I found it
Penny's
upstairs.
room.
I saw it.
I set it up, and it's like, it's front and center.
Chelsea said it's the first. I thought you guys had more of like, not that she mentioned about like she liked it as a kid and her siblings. She thought we got it for her. I just thought that you guys had it because it's like it's a popular children's book to give people. So I was like,
the rainbow.
Yeah, I was like, I'll just give them the small one. Like, this is a gag. This is a joke.
Yeah,
right.
For Tyler. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'll just give him the small one. Like, I want to get it anyway. I bought on the solar eclipse day because I was like,
That's perfect.
That's when she was born. That's how I bought.
That was quick. Yeah, you were like, hey, did you check your mail? I'm like, oh God, my mail, because my mailbox is like,
that's
half a
right. It's
street
down
away.
the street. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just like, yeah, I should probably do that.
Well, so I bought it. So I bought on Amazon. I told you this too. And I bought on Amazon, and I was like, oh, I don't know how they're gonna ship it. I was like, well, I don't. Like, he obviously lives where he lives. I was like, well, I don't know if they're gonna leave it on the front door or like what are they gonna do. And then I was like, I followed the tracking. I was like, oh, put it in the mailbox. And I was like, I don't think I've ever seen his mailbox. I was like, I've been to his house. And I was like,
right.
Where the hell is his mailbox? It's not outside.
Dude, we're 99. My mailbox is number 107. It's so dumb. I don't know.
That doesn't make sense. So
So I didn't actually get it. Chelsea did.
Oh, okay.
So she walked and got it. My postpartum wife, and then it starts raining.
Oh no.
Shit.
She actually loved it. She's like, you know what? That woke me up. And I'm like,
good.
man, it is night and like it is crazy how like literally a day.
Yeah.
Her back pain's gone. She's
incredible,
moving around.
dude.
She's like
That's
just
awesome.
like it's
That's so awesome.
like I was thinking like, okay, like not that she would milk this, but like it would be like take some time, right?
Yeah.
And she is just like
nothing happened.
It's crazy. Like no naps, like she is just a machine.
Well,
and it's insane.
I felt so bad when you guys came over because I wanted to get you guys to meet him very early because of the pregnancy that the stage she was in. I was like, I don't know, and like A, when we're gonna ready for people to meet him, and B, like you could go at any time. I don't know. So like, let's just get Tyler and Chelsea over. She may not feel like coming over near the end of the pregnancy. Like, let's see if they want to meet him. And so, she was uncomfortable all night. She just couldn't sit anywhere. Like I felt so like I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Like, can I do something for you? Like, can I do anything? And she's like, no, it's just normal now. And so,
dude, she would like the way she would spend her nights basically is just kneeling down, like putting her like kind of top half on the ottoman.
Oh,
and just that's it. That was it. Like just to try to like it was.
Jeez.
And then I was
does not sound fun.
No.
And I was out the day that she came over during her spring break.
That's right. Yeah, she came over and hang out.
Yeah, I was like, because Lindsay was like, Chelsea wants to come over and like hang out. And I was like, that's cool. Is she okay with that? Like, she's uncomfortable. And she was like, yeah. I was like, by all means, like, that's cool. So
when she has off, she's all for like just kind of
hell yeah,
doing stuff.
Yeah. So then I was out all day, but Lindsay told me when she left, like when she's like, oh, she was uncomfortable again. I felt terrible. And I was like, yeah, I think it was literally 2 weeks later. So like nothing changed.
Right.
So
yeah, it's stupid. And this is where your phone's listening on you. But I was like basically forcing her to get a pregnancy massage.
Oh, okay.
She got one before and it was like kind of helped her or whatever. Yeah. And it's like, you can't go to the chiropractor. So it's like, hey, just get a massage.
Yeah.
I kept saying massage, all that stuff. And then the next day or something, like she went around like 2:00 or something, and I had a break, or I was on my phone like scrolling through like TikTok or something, and like I open up TikTok and like the first one is, I don't know if you've seen like this dude that does like sensual massages.
Oh,
and it's basically just softcore porn.
Oh, cool.
And it's just this masseuse like just rubbing this chick down, and I'm like, okay, you're not going to massage. Like, what kind of smut is this?
That's not on my algorithm.
I laughed. I signed it. I was like, okay, well, if this is where you're going, like, I take it back. Banned. I'm not paying for this.
Lindsay had a couple during her pregnancy, and she told me that, like, well, obviously you can't be on your stomach, so they lay you on your side the whole time. Like, there's no holes to put your stomach.
Apparently, you can't be on your stomach. Which Chelsea was like, I just still don't feel comfortable.
Oh,
but like,
really?
as long as it's like doesn't hurt,
like,
theoretically it'd be okay.
Maybe she could have. I don't know. But she
I wouldn't want to.
I don't think anyone would.
I don't know why you'd want to. It's like you would
seem comfortable.
Feel terrible for squishing the child.
Yeah,
you think you would squish the child, and B, you probably wouldn't feel good.
Right. Right.
So,
yeah.
For you,
side seems the best.
Well,
yeah.
Well, I vote for like the hole in the table. That sounds awesome. Like an egg hole.
I mean, why not? You do it for your face.
Oh, right.
You know?
Exactly.
You cut the pillow out.
Yeah.
Or like on the beach when you like see those like really big guys like dig out the sand for their belly, and they
yeah.
Different image came to mind, but I won't say it on.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do we got on the docket after spending an hour? And
I think the main topic was being a father.
Yeah,
I did want to ask this. So, like, I know that we talked about this, Tyler, where you're like, it didn't seem like real all the way up and until was there a moment where it was like it all kind of clicked? Because we were having that conversation a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's still kind of weird because it's like she's mine, but it still almost doesn't quite. What?
Just claiming property. Go ahead.
No. But it's like it feels real. We're going through the motions, but it almost still doesn't. Like, yes, it's real. Like I did get the which I'm so thankful for, that I did get kind of that click of like, oh, you can just straight up like crap all over me, like literally just crap all over me, and I'll be like, oh, you're so cute, whatever. Like that's not me, and somehow that still was fine.
Still happened.
Yeah.
Which I'm glad. It's kind of a gross thing, but like I'm changing her diaper, pulling her legs up and everything, and she sneezes and just like it goes across. Like it was a bad night. Anyway, but hey, at least that happened early on. I'm ready for it now. Yeah,
yeah.
I'd be wearing a hazmat suit every.
Yeah, but that's what it feels like. And
bro, let me tell you, I had gloves on the very first time at the hospital.
Yeah.
And then like we were alone in the room, and I started like snatching gloves out of the little thing. I like put them in our bag. I had probably like, I don't know, close to like 50 gloves probably in the bag. Right? Yeah. I have them in the pack and play. Haven't touched them once.
Really? It's not worth it.
I put them on one time, and Lindsay was like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "You're right. Fuck it." And I just took them off.
You're doing it every 2 hours, man.
Yeah.
Like at some point, it's like,
some point,
like whatever.
I don't know. I eat Doritos with gloves on now.
That's smart.
That's smart.
Yeah.
That was a life hack I discovered.
That's incredible.
Yeah. You miss out on like licking your fingers, but that's kind of gross if you think about it anyway.
Yeah.
So it's like
that's all right.
It's a very high class. You ever see it's like the one Seinfeld where the dude's eating a Snickers with a knife and fork, and then everyone starts doing that?
No.
So I think that's my moment.
Okay.
Well, there's an episode where he's like eating with a knife and fork a Snickers.
My wife's uncle cuts his chicken with scissors.
With scissors?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I can see that.
That's crazy.
I think
scissors.
I think it's crazy.
Scissors are not
I think it's
food
cra-
utensil.
I think it's crazy. I think it's raw
My,
chicken.
my
I don't know.
mother-in-law got us some
my
like
God.
kitchen scissors, and
Yeah.
I wish I could remember the name. But they are no joke. Like those things
Pretty
are
sharp.
like,
They'll cut through.
dude, you
anything.
you just like breathe on it, and it'll just slice through like anything.
Wow.
It's
Oh,
real
wow.
nice, yeah.
That's crazy.
That's scary.
And they come apart, so it's like one piece of like
that's
metal.
cool.
You come apart, easy to clean, dry off.
Oh,
and everything.
cool.
Yeah, it's
That's
really
nice.
Yeah,
So anyway, yes, it's real now.
it's real.
But I think the thing that doesn't feel real is like, I mean, when people are hearing this, it'll be 7 days, it'll be
Yeah.
like a full week,
Yeah.
and it's just like, I'm reading things. Okay, 1 month it's gonna be this, on 4 months it's gonna be this, and it's just like, dude, 5 days feels like a lifetime.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah.
like I'm waiting for it to start like speeding up or be like, oh, we're past this milestone or this milestone
Right.
and stuff. Because we have like a little cheat sheet of like, this is when she sees color. Because like right now it's all like black and white and she can't actually see anything. And like I was vacuuming and it doesn't affect her
doesn't care.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Well, it's it's so early.
He didn't
But
care
she's
either.
she's super alert now. Like she'll track stuff and things. Like it's weird. Like she
That
shouldn't
was-
be able to do that yet, but
No, she's something she's advanced. That was weird for me because he was 3 weeks early, just as she was. On his due date, he became more alert. His eyes opened. He was
Yeah.
like
That makes sense. Yeah.
ready to go. So
Yeah.
but
Okay.
yeah, it did. Feels real.
Yeah. Like, did you guys get emotional?
I cried. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't. Okay. All right. Fine. I'm a crappy dad.
Sorry. Yeah.
Oh,
No, the only time I got
didn't cry. I definitely didn't.
no, the only time I got emotional was when like Chelsea was just in so much pain. It would
Yeah.
like lock eyes on me,
Yeah.
and I was like, I'm even choking up now thinking about it because I'm just like, I don't know what to like.
can't help
do.
you.
Yeah.
Right.
That was the
probably
only time I
never
really
saw her
cried.
like that.
No.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, obviously.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough. No, but it's super real. It's super like, I mean, even when she was like crying and stuff, like I was really tired, but it wasn't like, I don't know, like I wasn't getting upset or anything like that. I was just like, look, I will take care of you. I'm gonna like, push came to shove, I'd absolutely die for her, and that's something I'm always like, I don't know, like that seems it's weird, but it's like no, I would jump in front of a train, like I don't care, which is crazy.
Yeah.
like to feel that, like
Yeah. And mean it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyone could say that, right?
Right.
And that's
Right,
what I
you
was
just-
afraid of is I'm going to go through the motions and tell people like, oh yeah, no, I really like it, like being a dad, like whatever.
Yeah.
But it's like it really did change. So
Nice.
Yeah, I remember you
Lucky.
texted me that information. You said like I would die for her. And I was like,
yep, it's
Yep.
just like
yeah.
yeah. And I know that, like that's what you're supposed to say as a kid. I
Right.
was just like really worried that like deep down it'd be like I don't know, like.
I was never worried. I was like,
Yeah.
I can't wait for that moment.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, we're in it for the long haul, and I keep thinking about like, I mean, for the first few days, she was like perfect. Like all the kids in the nursery were bawling their eyes out and crying and screaming and stuff, and she was just like, chill, just hanging out, didn't do anything.
That's how my older brother was. He
Oh,
was
yeah.
like,
Yeah. The only time
Easy.
she was crying is when they were like just jabbing her feet for like blood tests and things like that, and then they would like take it, but then it would coagulate or whatever you call it, or clot before they got to the lab because they would. So
oh, jeez.
so they did it like 4 times.
Oh, my
oh, wow.
God.
Yeah.
Did she cry on the way out?
No,
Really?
dude, she did not cry.
Isn't
At
that
all.
that like a not good? They're supposed to cry. when
Oh,
they're
I'm
born?
sorry, out of the vagina.
Yeah, that thing we were talking about
The
before.
womb.
I thought you were. Talking,
You can go
yeah,
to the
she,
womb if you'd like.
sure.
What else did she come out of?
No, she was crying, but
Yeah.
it was.
Quick.
To be fair, that also was kind of a blur. So like, I'm sure she was crying more than I remember. But like, from the moment I held her and fed her,
Yeah.
that was it. I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about the hospital.
Yeah,
No.
for a split second, I thought you were asking me. Like,
Oh, really?
When they rolled her out of the hospital,
Yeah.
did she cry? She's no longer,
Oh, no.
no
It's
longer in the
not.
hospital
Yeah,
anymore.
no, she's
I was
fine.
like watching this thing and some guy was talking about it and he's like, if you think about it, like that's the most traumatic thing to ever happen to you
yeah,
because you have this whole world. You're like inside your mom's belly
Yeah,
and that's your universe.
yeah.
And then you just get summoned. That's like getting sucked into like a vortex and coming out into like a whole new.
yeah.
Yeah, whole new.
Isn't
world.
that crazy to like
Absolutely. Well,
comprehend?
like that's where you think about like, okay, like are they dreaming? What do you dream about when you don't have any concept of reality? You can't see anything. You can't hear anything. You can't you know?
Yeah, that's a wild.
So like the only experience you have is getting sucked out into something that's like bright and crazy and overstimulating.
But is it like real? Because nobody remembers that.
Yeah, who knows?
Right? So it's like, how do you quantify?
I'm sure they have some sort of brain study that they've done. Or,
well, they have
or
brain
something.
activity, so like clearly they're conscious.
Yeah.
But if you don't remember any, like nobody could account that experience.
Right,
So it's like,
yeah.
what is, like, you know what I mean? I don't know.
I don't know. My guess is that you could remember it, but you can't articulate it until you get old enough to then forget it. Like, because right now you can't. I can't remember anything before I was like 8 or 5.
Yeah, right. Me neither.
But like, I probably could have remembered it back when I couldn't articulate what that was like, what I was thinking about.
It's tough. Yeah, I mean, because like once you're past that, it's like memory is just so weird. Mm-hmm. Like you forget about stuff, and it's like, did it, like you know it happened, but like it doesn't feel like it happened.
Yeah.
8 is my, or not 8. I'm sorry, 4 is my earliest memory where I remember a blow up mattress in Florida.
Okay.
Being very tired. That's it.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
Yeah, I
Nothing else
remember.
about Florida. Yeah.
I had like these puzzle pieces, these soft puzzle pieces you put together, and it made like a floor mat.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
And they had like numbers and stuff on it. And I remember that. And then the blocks I played with had like colors and numbers on different sides. And you learned like your shapes and numbers, and you'd roll it. So I have a vivid memory of just walking into the family room and like going to pick up the toys. But that's like it. It's so weird.
Yeah.
I must have been like 4.
Yeah.
Really young.
I'm waiting for 2.
I'm not going to tell you mine. It's a traumatic one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was a nightmare child. I bit Nate in the ankle once. And I was like, I was
Did he
way
kick
older
you?
than 4. I was maybe 8.
Did he kick you?
No, we were playing football and I couldn't tackle him. And
Fair
so apparently, like if you bite someone in the ankle, they go down.
The Achilles probably, but yeah.
Yeah, it was
Sure.
yeah. So I did tackle him and cause the fumble. So
There
on
we
the
go.
stat sheet,
Nice job,
forced
buddy.
fumble.
Good job.
I did get thrown out of the game because I
Of
literally
course,
bit
yeah,
someone,
you
but
bit someone, yeah.
worth.
I gave Nate a hug, I want to say a week ago. And I still am like, dude, that guy's like, he's jacked.
He's thick, yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
he's been going to the gym
Yeah.
every day.
Oh, I
for
can
like,
feel it.
Yeah.
I gave him a hug and I was like, oh, yeah.
You should
I
have
can
seen this
never
guy in
fight
high
you.
school. He was jacked.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was.
He
was
choked
big
me
dude.
out at Gerard's. Like
Really?
crushed my windpipe. Yeah.
Really?
Jesus.
Well, you always watch I started it, but yeah. Like, you always watch those things where like somebody like gets like in a headlock and then they're like coughing and they're like, I'm like, why would you cough? That doesn't make any sense. And then I got that done to me
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh, I just
Makes
kept coughing
sense.
all night. Yeah.
It's amazing when someone knows what they're doing. Because I did that once. I was like really drunk. A lot of my stories have similar themes. Apparently,
I was at a casino
Nah,
smoking a cigarette.
We were downtown. We were in Southside, and he was in the army. And I was just, I don't know why. I was like, dude, just choke me out right now.
Oh, jeez.
And he did, and he was in the army, so like he knew how to do it.
Yeah.
and where to
Yeah.
put his arm perfectly. And yeah, your windpipe gets crushed. It is a rough feeling. I tapped out in like 2 seconds.
Yeah,
I was
it's
like,
bad.
nope,
Done.
done.
I tried
done.
like getting. I'm trying to think of what we were even doing, but like we were on the ground, and I tried like trying to get him in like a leg bar or
Yeah.
something, and like not only is his legs like just steel
Tree
beams, but
trunks,
I'm
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
oh, I can't do this. It was just like I don't think I've felt like that type of strength. Like I've never gone up against something where it's just
Yeah.
like instantly you know like, oh, he's
This is a
10
mistake.
times stronger than me, and I am in trouble.
When
Like,
was this? Years ago?
yeah, it was at Gerard, like I don't know, like a
Memorial
Day
Day
party
yeah.
or something. Yeah.
Wow.
Has he met Penny then? Since he was here? Was he a week ago? Did he meet her?
No, well, no. So we technically Penny was Monday,
okay.
so it was like
yeah, sorry.
I guess 2 weeks ago. That's more
okay.
accurate.
Okay.
What was
I
2
took
weeks
him to
ago?
get
Oh, the hug.
Yeah,
we went to
probably.
dinner and I just yeah,
Hugged him.
Nice.
yeah,
Yeah.
getting a little bro
That's
hug.
good. I like a good hug. I'm apparently a terrible hugger. All of my ex-girlfriends tell me I suck at hugging.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
We can
I mean,
teach
that's
you.
good feedback.
They tell
you
me
want, you
it's
want the
like-
feedback?
Hugging a skeleton.
Oh,
Yeah, it's bad.
Probably more about you need to put more meat in your bones, but not really.
Do you go above shoulders, under shoulders?
I don't know what to do. I panic because I'm in my head now about it, right? Because everyone's telling me I'm terrible at it.
I think it depends on the height of the person you're hugging.
Depends on the height. Well, I just fuck it up. Sometimes I go cross, which is probably a bad move.
Cross?
Yeah, like this.
Oh, that's weird. Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, like
Don't-
one
that's-
up, one
that's-
down.
Don't do that.
Very friendship.
Don't
hug.
do that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
know
maybe this is why I'm single. Like my hug game needs to
We can help you.
get
We can work on that.
strengthened.
I think
Work
I
on
go. I think I go above shoulders.
So yeah, it depends on the height of the person hugging.
Some girls like the below,
Who?
if I remember.
Yeah, because you
Don't-
can
No,
like pick them up and
Yeah,
spin them around like all
Well,
those rom coms.
Sure, but like I don't know. I distinctly remember some girls like going low. Yeah, I
Yeah.
would have to bend down. I would get annoyed.
I would argue most. Never mind.
You get annoyed. That's probably part of it too.
I don't show it.
Oh, okay.
Maybe they can sense it. I have to go down a lot if they're short.
Well,
That's a big stoop.
sounds like a good thing for you, buddy. Congratulations on all your success.
This isn't Couch Company After Dark.
Couch Company After Dark quickly arriving. I want to do a Couch Company After Dark so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be fun.
Anything
No
else you
limits.
need off your chest as far as you had a list?
I did?
Yeah.
Well, half of it was Tekken. It was Dad and then Tekken stuff.
Oh, all of it was Tekken.
Yeah, it was all Tekken.
All right.
Tekken's been on the brain a lot, so.
Well, so you were talking about training and getting better and doing different things, which we've talked about before.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at Harbin for the people who aren't.
Well, I was pulling up the list since you asked.
But like you do similar things on like CS:GO and things like that. Like if you're talking, well, you're used to anyway. pre fatherhood.
Yeah.
But like
What's
when
that?
you're talking about training in a game and different things like that, like it's you have to kind of get screwed a lot to get better.
Yeah. Or you
So-
just work on. Yeah, you work on one particular thing because you're not good at it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is what I want to talk about, which is kind of universal to other things. Like I'm not sure if you get this in CS, but for Tekken, I've been experiencing a lot of ranked anxiety.
Oh, me too.
Yeah, right. So
absolutely.
it's like
Absolutely, it's the worst.
I want to queue up, but I'm like I really don't want to lose.
Yeah, don't lose
And
my rank.
it is brutal
Bro,
to try to get past that mental barrier.
It's the gear fear in Tarkov,
Yep.
the ranked and Valorant mentality. Like I was ranked pretty high in my first account.
Yeah. Right.
So I opened second and third accounts so that I wouldn't get fucked.
Yeah.
Now I play at the low levels in one of my accounts in Valorant because it's where my account is.
Yeah.
CS, I haven't played ranked because I'm afraid of playing ranked.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
100%.
We played Halo Infinite, and Tyler and I got Diamond.
Yeah.
Never touched the game since.
See? I didn't see,
Because we
Is
knew
that-
we'd
that's
lose
that's
it.
above plat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever. Like it was.
We
I
got
would.
ranked so high, which
I would
it
never
was
get that
season
high.
1, and
Yeah.
I think the rank was
Yeah.
just screwed up.
I don't
that's
care.
how Valorant's. I got to.
Oh, we have
I got to-
screenshots. Yeah, we're
I got
Diamond.
I got to platinum in Valorant.
Yeah.
On the beta season.
Yeah,
Right.
I got gold. Which I am not a gold player. So
Right.
that's-
I was like, I'm not a plat player, but I was like, man, I can't.
Felt good.
I can't drop this.
No.
Yeah.
So yeah, I
exactly.
totally understand what you mean. Yeah, gear fear.
So I've been having that, but I've been doing a good job pushing past it, but I just get so upset when I start losing, and then it just compounds itself because I just keep losing.
Yeah.
And the problem with Tekken is like, so if you're playing CS, those are long matches, right?
Yeah, now they're MR13s. So,
Really? Wow, that's a long.
but I mean that's instead of 16.
Oh, it's shorter. Okay,
That's still long. That's
It's
that's still long.
Yeah,
How long would you say a match is? Like
45.
45 minutes.
Yeah. It used to be over an hour.
Right. Like those games are longer than league games.
and you
Yeah.
get 20 matches of Tekken in that time frame.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
right,
So it's
right,
like,
right.
so here's what I wanted to talk about too is like Tekken's been a really different experience because I'm used to playing League, like these longer form
Right,
games where it's
right.
like a loss feels
building up.
bad.
Right.
Because I just spent 45 fucking minutes.
Yeah, right. Just for
But I will say where it doesn't feel as bad is because like when you're playing a CS or a Valorant or a League, you have a team. So it's like, oh, my team was dog shit, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean?
Someone to blame. Yeah.
Tekken, it is 100% your fault. You have no one else to blame.
There is no 1v1 me, bro, because that's
Is
the game.
That's the game.
Like,
yeah.
So like when you lose, you're just sitting there like stewing.
Yeah.
You're not complaining about the team. You're not blah blah blah. We got unlucky. It's like
Yep.
you
you're like,
We're
what
worse.
what did I do wrong?
Yep.
What did I do wrong?
Yeah.
It's me.
It's a hard look in the mirror, and that's been
And
so
Tekken-
frustrating.
And I think it might be where we're at. It's either where we're at or the next level up, but you actually get bonuses. So if you get you get win streaks, so you get more
okay.
points as you go.
Yeah.
But you also get loss streaks.
Oh,
So like if you
shit.
start losing multiple things, it compounds and just flies
Plummet
you
your
down
rank.
there.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
At the next level, or
Either where we're at or the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's always within a +1 or 2. So if you're like whatever like the first level of like red rank is, if it's either one lower or one higher, it will count and you'll do a streak and it saves it. So let's say it's I'm a Garu and I'm fighting whatever the one below it is.
an orange rank.
An orange rank. So if I'm a red rank 1,
I always just do the
and I'm
colors.
fighting an orange rank 3,
Yeah.
or I fight a red rank 2,
Yep.
that counts on a streak. So if I win against these guys, it counts. Now, if I play somebody that's like 3 or 4 ranks above me, it doesn't count, or same below me. But then if I go back and play again with a 1 spread,
The streak
it
is
will
back.
keep it going. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's why like when you're playing a lot of those games, you get like these massive jumps in points or these like hits in points.
Yeah.
You're like, what did I do to deserve that? It's all happening underneath, like in the back
Yeah,
end, but
because
you don't know why.
I hate that about ranked games.
Well, Tekken 7 used to tell you.
Yeah.
In the video
Yeah.
I sent you, like they show
Yeah.
you where it's like it will have like little orbs and it will tell you like when your streak is and different
Yeah.
things like that. But they took all that away. Short of this person nothing's worse than getting into a ranked match and you're fighting somebody, especially if it's like a cheap character, and it's like win streak 6, and you're just like, oh my gosh, like
Yeah.
they're gonna do some BS that's like an easy,
Oh, like a
win.
cheese. Yeah. Yeah.
Before I came, I fought like several kings today, all on win streaks, all just throwing me across the planet. It was so frustrating.
Yep.
But
That's annoying.
yeah, League used, like in the early days of League, it used to tell you like exactly what your MMR was,
Yeah. Yeah.
exactly like how much you'd be gaining and stuff like that. But now
Yeah.
it's all hidden. And I hate that because like
Yeah. See, like CS and Valorant has people have wanted those things. For
Yeah.
long. Yeah.
just be transparent about where I'm at.
Mm-hmm.
Because like what will happen is I'm sure this happens in like Valorant too because they're both Riot,
Mm-hmm.
where it's like you'll be winning, but you'll be gaining just basically no LP for it.
Yeah.
And you have no idea why.
Right.
You're like,
Yep.
dude, I'm like winning all these games and I'm getting nothing for it.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's really weird.
Yeah. It's at least the way it used to be in Valorant, it would give you like a plus and then a number.
Yeah.
It doesn't tell you why. It just
Right.
plus a number.
Exactly. Yeah.
And
It's the
then
same way.
minus a number if you lost. So if you tied, you get plus or minus sometimes.
You still play Valorant?
No.
No. It's been a while.
Been a long time.
Yeah.
I'm literally gonna buy Tekken on PlayStation just so I can
Yeah.
play with like either a kid in the arm or like in the bassinet or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
I tried streaming that thing. You can't do it.
It's not good.
It's just so
I
bad.
want to. I don't know. It's gonna be at some point where I want to get back to games, but for now I'm just focused on
Too much. Yeah.
It's too much. Too much. I could probably play when they both go to sleep, but
You're
do I want
tired.
to?
So are you at the
wanna
point
do that?
though where like you feel comfortable, like like if he's sleeping, like if you both slept,
No.
you're expecting him to like wake you up then?
100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have like
100%.
baby monitors and stuff?
He sleeps next to us, so
Oh, okay.
we do have one, but
Yeah.
it'll be when he goes upstairs.
Right.
Do you remember
Right.
when you started that?
So we've been both sleeping at night ever since he came home.
Oh wow. Okay. So
But
'cause-
she was setting alarms every 2 hours.
yeah.
So when he got probably a month, yeah, they told us at our monthly checkup, hey, you can let him go 5 hours, up to 5 hours without feeding. So
If he's willing to sleep through it,
if he's
and
willing to sleep
whatever,
through
yeah.
it, let him sleep. And even before that, we had overslept our alarm, or Lindsay had overslept her alarm, and he was asleep for like 4 hours. And then she woke up in a panic, and I was like, calm down. If he wanted food, he would have woken you up. Like,
Yeah.
he's vocal, he's got a voice, he can do it. Like, he knows what he wants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's like, okay. And so then the pediatrician confirmed that like 2 days later, like, yeah, you can let him go 5 hours now because he gained so much weight.
Mm-hmm.
So, because the eventual goal is to stop the nighttime feedings and they'll only feed during the day, like you do. Like you guys don't wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, eat, right?
Right.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Some
Well,
some other one of us don't do that. So
John's like, well, I was drunk, and
I actually get up in the middle of the night. I'll do like water.
yeah,
that's why it's okay. But you don't wake up and have like a meal, like like overnight.
dude, wait till you're 30 and you'll be up in the middle of the night having to pee.
Yeah, you don't have like
Yeah.
overnight
I don't look
oats
forward
or
to
something like that. Like you don't wake up for that. So
I like that.
the whole goal is for them to get to the point where they don't need a night.
But
So-
it's interesting that you felt comfortable like day one to just you're both sleeping and
Oh,
regular
yeah.
fussy and stuff.
Partially because we didn't have the ability where I was like we're both off, so we couldn't balance sleep
Sure.
schedules. She let me sleep, but then I'm working all day. So like, what am I gonna like? I can't come up and I can come up and give her breaks, but I can't come up and be like, hey,
Yeah,
I'll take him for 4 hours.
Right,
Like, go take a nap. Like it was like I got here for like 10 minutes.
Well,
go to the bathroom, do what you need to do.
We do it like at 3 where, and granted, I'm off work now, so like we have 3 weeks to kind of figure out a
Right.
schedule and tailor it to actual work. But
Right.
I that's what I want to do. It's just like Chelsea's a little nervous on like if we're both sleeping. Dude, she like in the way babies breathe, where
Yeah.
they just stop breathing, and the doctor was like, "Yeah, that happens," and then they'll breathe really rapidly for a little bit and stuff, and it just as long as it doesn't last for more than 20 seconds, and make sure her lips aren't blue and all, and it's just like,
Well, what are you supposed to do?
Yeah.
Right.
Breathe into them?
Well, they're
No,
like,
it-
so if their lips are blue,
little
they're-
things.
like you give them CPR if like they're not breathing, like in CPR for
Chest
babies.
compressions?
Yeah, CPR for your babies is not like a full on like double hands.
I would imagine
It's
that's
just your thumbs under
Yeah.
like, under their
Yeah.
under their chest.
yeah, but see on the brochure they were using 2 fingers too.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
So-
it depends. Like, well, the CPR class that I took, you hold them like with both hands under their arms, and you just like put compressions.
Yep.
Yep.
So, but
Is it still 120 beats?
yeah, I think it is 100. Yeah, it's like they use the Bee Gees thing, staying alive. By the Bee Gees. Classic.
That's not, you don't have to like. There's something wrong if that's happening. It's not like
Yes.
oh, they
No,
saw it.
I
You,
fully.
you
but-
should not. First, you should turn them over
Right.
and hit their back because they're probably choking.
Okay.
You get whatever is in there out. You first take a look to see if you can see anything in their mouth.
Yeah.
They're not eating solid food, so it's milk or salt or formula.
Sure.
And then if you can't see anything, something's stuck down in the windpipe, then you turn them over and then you hit them in their back.
Yeah.
And you hit them in an upward motion so that it
You gotta be
projects it out.
kind of gentle.
No.
You gotta go hard.
They
Better you hurt them than
yeah, better you
Yeah,
hurt
yeah,
them
right,
than they
that
die.
makes sense. Yeah,
So
yeah.
you do like when you burp a baby, you have to hit them for burping.
Yep.
Not like outright like smack them, but you shouldn't be patting
It's
them.
gotta be firm.
It's got to be a firm burp, like
Yeah.
a firm pat, like a
Yeah.
firm, like not a hit, like a whack. Not a like. It sounds terrible. You're not hurting your child. You're just
Yeah.
smacking their back a little bit. So
Right.
when you're trying to unchoke them, you literally turn them over and you smack the living shit out of the back of them. Like
Oh wow.
you get it out.
Yeah.
So
That makes sense though.
right. You shouldn't be like breaking anything, but like you should be hitting
Yeah.
them enough to where it's
You gotta get it out. Yeah.
right. It's almost as if you're.
But if you're asleep, it scares the hell out of me. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's the
yeah.
Well, biology's pretty good. Chelsea should be pretty attuned.
Well,
That
you
stuff,
would
right?
think. Yeah.
So I'll ask you this: how often are you guys light sleepers? Both or what?
I am. Chelsea's not.
Okay. So she's well. You have another. She sleeps down here. If you were to sleep, would you put her next to your side then, or the bed, or Chelsea's?
I don't know.
Okay.
Technically, it doesn't matter. There's space on either side. We could do either way.
I'm just wondering. My wonder is like, if you guys were to go to bed together and put her next to you, like, you would hear her wake up. I feel like even if she's on the other side of Chelsea, you would hear her wake up.
I would think so. I mean, like she would cry. Like if there's an issue, she would
Correct.
cry, and we'd figure out. Okay,
Yeah.
do you need change? Do you need
Right.
whatever
Right.
it is. And that's what I was telling Chelsea is just like she's not comfortable doing it yet,
That's fine.
and that's easy for me to say because I'd be like I'd probably just stay up all night at that point.
That's fine.
But
Yeah. I mean, I think eventually you'll feel comfortable. I think eventually also exhaustion will set in and you'll fall asleep. So
that's the thing I'm worried about is we're gonna get so exhausted that then we like actually like crash, and like I don't want that to happen either. So like
Yeah, it's a
yeah,
gotta-
I can see that. I'm a heavy sleeper. I will tell you, he already wakes me up. So
Yeah, and I think like you were saying, John, with like the biology, like that, I'm sure that plays a part of it, where like your brain is just triggered for looking for that. Yeah, we have 3 weeks. Like my goal at the end of 3 weeks is she's sleeping in our room, and we're both going to bed and trying to make it work. Yeah.
Nice.
Until then, I'm
do whatever works
staying
for you.
up till 3 a.m. and then Chelsea tags in, and
That's fine. Do whatever.
I wake up at 8, and it's the whole thing.
Do whatever works for you guys. For us, we kind of had to go about it this way, and
It seemed to turn out fine.
It works fine for us, but every baby's different, like everyone always says. So
Sure.
Yeah.
You swaddle, I assume?
we did, yeah. They gave us those. Did they give you a McGee one?
Yeah, but that's what I used last night, and like it's the worst.
Oh, so the Halo sleep sacks are the same exact kind. Like the
Ish.
ones you guys have are different,
Yeah.
but the Halo ones, that's a zipper all the way
It's
up.
so much cloth,
It's a lot of
and
cloth.
she hates it, and I was just like dripping sweat by the end of the night. Like just like I'm constantly like it's like just holding 7 pounds for like 8 hours. Like it's not 8 hours, but like 4 hours, 6 hours, whatever.
Would she let you put her down?
No,
She'd scream.
usually, yeah. She really likes the binky, and I'm already like kind of worried that that's going to be like a thing.
We use it heavily, so
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's not a heavy. So my plan in my own head is like by the time he's like old enough to communicate with, it's gonna be like, well, you don't need that. Like, give me that. Like, just calm down. Like, no, it's gonna be something we do at the house if you want, but like, I'm not gonna have him walk around in public with a binky in his mouth.
Yeah.
So
Sure.
like, but for soothing, like for right now, here you go.
Yeah.
Soothe yourself, like soothe and be done with, like be okay. My recommendation then would be, like, if you can, try to put her down, like try to get her to lay in her bassinet.
Chelsea does it perfectly fine. It's just me.
Okay.
That like I'm a softie, and like if she fusses, I'm just like, oh, don't worry, I got you. Pick her up and hold her and stuff.
Dad and
it's
his
my
daughter,
fault,
dude. Here it begins.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
I want you to not, because so it wouldn't be as hot for her if you didn't hold her. Like she would probably be.
Well, it's just I think once we actually regulate this place and actually get the air
Sure.
conditioning back on, it'll
Yeah,
help a
it'll
lot.
be
Dude.
big.
It was like 73, 74 degrees to begin with, and I was like,
That's brutal.
I was in a hoodie at the time, and then like I
Yeah.
took that off, I'm already sweating, and then she's a freaking furnace, and it's just like
Yeah.
Well, now like we've migrated to zip up, like your hands are like next to your head, and their feet are in the bottom. So because the Velcro swaddles, which is what the Halo ones are kind of a pain to do after a while, and you can't use them after they can turn over anyway. So
Right,
you
yeah.
can't swaddle them anymore.
Right.
They can just turn over and then suffocate. So
That's bad.
yeah,
that's a lot of. It ends with like, and they can suffocate. So
yeah. So
A lot of the flow charts.
yeah, dude.
So don't go down this path.
I was getting so mad because we put up that pack and play, just so there's a place for you guys if you needed it, and like there were no instructions, like at all.
Really?
And it's just there was a million warning labels, and every single piece was like, "This could kill your kid."
yeah.
I'm like, well, then tell me how to use it right. Like there was just
Yeah.
nothing, and it was
Oh
just
my
like, man.
gosh.
Anyway, I'm sure it'll be fine in Tekken.
Yeah. No. That's what's important right now.
Yeah, that's
my Tekken game for sure.
I
Out of everything we talked about.
I'm just gonna get a PlayStation.
You playing tonight?
Yeah, probably. Well, let me talk to Chelsea and see. But
I want to play.
I'm definitely gonna bring it upstairs, and that'll be what I have.
All right. Well, we have anything else?
No, it's Father Hour. I'm happy you're here, John.
Father Hour. Yeah. Thanks for coming,
Yeah,
man. Appreciate
Thanks
it.
for having me, guys.
Congratulations to Tyler and John
Yeah,
again.
congratulations. buddy.
And real shout out to the women.
Yeah, Mother's Day is
They
coming
are-
up.
They are MVPs.
Yeah, I gotta find a good gift. So
I still owe her a push gift.
do I.
I was gonna say, did you do a push gift? guys didn't do it?
Well,
It's like
we
a
had
promise.
well,
It'll
no.
come.
Yeah, we had,
It's an IOU. I gave her an
IOU,
IOU
yeah.
on the bed.
we had a lot of emergency vet visits, so no.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's
we saw the cardiologist, so
yeah.
for a dog, so no. We agreed no no push present for that.
All
for
the
those
money
reasons.
get filters in there. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
But I will be getting her a Mother's Day gift. So
That'll be nice. That'll be nice. First Mother's Day. That's exciting.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then Father's Day.
Father's Day.
Father's Day.
Can't wait for a new golf club.
I hope she gets you golf clubs and you're just like, fuck.
I mean, if she does, I gotta do it, right? Like that's fine.
That's
But,
right.
Would you do it?
Yeah, at least
All right.
once.
Yeah, sure.
As long as it's a left-handed club.
Mike would dig that.
Yeah,
Maybe not. Maybe he'd be annoyed.
maybe. What if I'm really good?
He has his
Then he'd
own.
be probably more annoyed.
He has his own golf crew, so I don't know that you'd play with
Yeah.
him.
He does play with the cool kids. That's true.
Dude, number one reason why golfing sucks is like, okay, well, we're going to be up at 6 a.m. to go to the whatever course or whatever. It's because 8 a.m. tee time. It's like, no, I'm good.
Already, I'm out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. You
Yeah,
know what
no
time we
thanks.
play Tekken? 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah, and that's fine. And like,
perfect.
I would get up for 6 for Tekken because I can
Would you get up at 6 for Tekken? Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
we were going to Evo and we had a flight.
get some.
do
Oh
that.
yeah, well that's different, sure. But
Evo Japan, end of this month, like April 29th, I think. 28th or 29th.
World Tour, Canada, for Tekken is the 20th.
Okay.
I told Justin like I guess I'm not playing in the
Oh, yeah.
World.
I'm sure she
World
liked that
Tournament.
one.
Yeah, nah, she was slapped. She has like so many like. Obviously, after pregnancy, there's like she has to take care of herself, and,
Right,
and
right,
everything
right,
and, and stuff, and she just has like a bunch of crap from the hospital sitting on like my side of the sink,
Yeah.
and my stupid idiot self was like, should probably think this is funny, right? So I get downstairs and I'm just like, so, babe, it's okay. I moved it already, but I like to keep my side of the sink like just real clean. And she just looked at me.
Wrong choice.
No, she can get my humor, but like that was a conscious decision. That like whenever I'm in like a stressful situation, which
Yeah.
again, way more stressful for her. I
Right.
get that.
Yeah.
But I tend to like make jokes or be really sarcastic and stuff, and like that is not the time to do that.
No.
So it's like little things like when they're saying like, "Oh, okay, you're doing great," or "Oh, yeah, it was really tough," and I'd be like, "Yeah, the second one's way easier," or something. It's just like, not the
You said that?
something to that extent, and
my
like
God.
Chelsea got it, and she was actually already recovered to the point of like,
She was laughing.
I'm gonna murder you, but like
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
good natured, but like the nurses clearly don't know me,
They're like,
and
this guy.
yeah. So I had to like kind of go the other way, but yeah,
That's
I
funny.
do the same thing. So
Yeah.
I made a comment, and my mother-in-law was like, "Why would you say that?" I was like, "No, you don't know me. It's fine."
Guys are just,
like, yeah,
we're wired differently, man. We don't know how to deal with things.
she can change the cat boxes now. Just
That's
putting
awesome.
that out there.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
She what?
She can do the cat boxes.
Oh, no. When does that start up again?
Probably never, dude.
Yeah,
I
you're
don't know.
done.
Yeah,
You're never going to. That's
probably
like the
never.
government. You know, you get something away and you're never
And you
getting it
wonder
back.
why I don't want a dog. Because she'll be like sick one day,
Yeah.
and I'll take the dog out and
dog
walk
out.
it and everything, and then
I think you'd like a dog.
I would love a dog. I don't want to.
I know you don't want
Take
to,
care
but
of
once
one.
you'd be in the situation, you'd be like, this is worth it.
I have a kid.
Yeah, but the kid dog combo is like one of the best combos in life.
Yeah, Chelsea's like, oh, the kid, she can walk it. We'll revisit this conversation in 10 years. I'm like, you want our daughter walking a dog at age 10?
10-year-olds can walk dogs.
Not by themselves.
Yeah, you can go with them, but then you're
Okay.
just walking. Then
Yeah.
you're just walking.
And now I got to, not only do I have to deal with the dog, but I got to make
the
sure the
kid.
10-year-old's
you
fine.
got to just get like a golden
I
retriever.
may as well just put them both on leashes.
Get a golden retriever. Those things walk themselves.
Yeah, they walk themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
No,
like the best family dogs.
We're
man.
going to have this conversation again in 10 years. I'm going to tell her, no
Well,
dog.
That's a terrible. Don't get a golden at 10 years old. The dog will be dead by the time the kid's in college.
Which one?
A golden at 10. The dog will be dead when she turns 20.
Whatever.
I'll get it like a capuchin monkey.
There you go. I just mean like
What?
It's a pretty traumatic. So it's a pretty traumatic thing to have happen to you
When you're
You're
going
about
to
to
college, I
leave.
feel like
Yeah.
you're
your dog to die.
mature.
When you're home. You know your family dog dies in college. That's terrible.
Well, when's better? When you're in high school?
No time is better, but I'm just saying like it's not great.
You're really not selling this dog thing.
He's the one that brought it up.
Yeah,
I was bringing up the happy, fluffy parts.
Yeah, there's an end point, buddy. I'm not.
There's an end point for everything.
Yeah, you're right. I'm not.
That's why I don't want pets.
I'm not getting another dog ever.
Yeah,
I've already decided.
can't do it.
I will go and I will walk dogs at the Humane Animal Rescue League. I will take care. I will pet them. I will love on them. I cannot go through this again.
Yeah, I felt the same way. My mom's been sending me like all these rescues, and I'm like, Mom, I can't do it.
See?
My dog was like real sick.
Can't do it, dude.
I'll get another dog eventually, though.
I'm probably sticking my foot in my mouth, but we are pretty much.
I mean, you're in the middle of it, so it's like it's fresh.
Yeah.
But
Well, you guys are sticking with one kid too, right?
Yeah, that was the competition on the way over here.
Oh yeah,
She was like, oh,
I thought you guys were more than like you were totally set on more than one. Oh,
no. I was like on. I was like, yeah, cool. I can have 2 kids. Like,
yeah.
She's always been like 1, and I was like,
oh, okay.
I was like, I'm fine with 1. I don't.
Sure.
1's great. So
Yeah.
that was. She was like on the way here. She's like, oh, I know. I see what people are saying. Like, I've been out of it like 5 weeks now, almost 6 weeks. She's like, I don't remember the bad parts of pregnancy. I don't remember
That's what
them.
happens. And then every time, this is what my mom tells me. Every time it's like,
what was I thinking?
Easier.
Oh, easier.
Quotes.
Yeah.
It's not. It's not ever easy, but it's like.
No.
They say that. It's like
you get like short term memory where it's like, because all you see is like the kid now, and you're like, oh, this is great.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like
Right?
worth it. Yeah.
Right. And like you said, everything just goes out of your head.
That's what
Yeah.
Chelsea was
Until you're in the
saying.
middle of
She's
it
like,
again, you're like, what am I doing?
Oh, the
Yeah.
way you're hanging out with Penny and the way you're taking care of her and stuff. She's like, oh, I could do another one. I'm like,
Really?
Really? Wow.
I thought she was definitely a one and done.
she is one and done, and we're. I mean, as it stands right now, we are one and done. But she,
Really?
was
Well,
like-
you never know though.
she just wasn't expecting me to like.
Be so
I guess
nurturing.
love our daughter. I don't know. Oh my god. Well, no, it's just because like whenever I
I know
know
what you're
like,
saying. Yeah. It was hard to visualize.
yeah, or even like holding back, like you're holding someone else's kid, you're holding someone else's baby, and like they're cute enough, and it's like okay, like you're doing it, but I still never felt super comfortable. I had to basically be forced to hold, like my nephew, like whenever my sister had him and stuff, and things like that, and I just never felt comfortable holding a baby.
Sure.
But that's why for like Bennett, I was like, well, I got better practice somewhere, like, you know. So it's like,
I felt the same way. Hold my nephew.
yeah, it was like super cute.
cool and all, but like, it's not mine.
It's different when it's yours.
Yeah.
And I think she was probably relieved when she saw me like, oh, I'll like I'm talking to her constantly and everything. And
Right.
stuff.
That's awesome, dude.
Just pick him up. Like he's
Yeah.
crying, pick him up.
Yeah.
He's crying. Hey, all right, let's go. What are we doing? What's wrong? Like, you need changed? All right, let's go.
Yeah. Right.
That's why when you're like, oh, I could never do a diet change. Like, bro, you could change a diaper.
I've changed more
Like,
diapers.
I
than,
think you
know.
have too much confidence.
Yeah. I'm telling you, after you change 10,
Yeah. You're immune.
yeah, like,
Sure.
yeah.
Makes
It
sense.
honestly goes like 5, like less than that. But like I'm just saying, if you're super
Right.
opposed to it,
Right.
I mean, here I am super excited that you brought us like those little bottles of formula. So I'm like, I know how to do those. You just screw a little ball on, you're done. And
I'm
like,
good at this part.
It's perfect. Dibs on those.
Oh my gosh.
like I
takes
said,
care of
we,
my shift.
we had those. We were just like, we're not using them. Like he doesn't need them. So like we know. I thought you didn't tell us like you guys told us you might be, but I don't think we ever got a firm answer that you were 100% doing formula for her. And so I was like, let's just take them. We'll see if they're doing formula for her. Like we think there's a possibility that they are. So we don't need these anymore. We're not going to use them. So
Nice.
I
That was
think like,
thoughtful.
when it's either Chelsea can do 100% of the feedings or
that sounds wild.
But I think, and Lindsay told me this today before we left. She was like, I think they were talking about her pumping and then having a supply, and then you would help with feeding.
it was an option, but
yeah,
But that's still like she's got to go through all that.
that's a lot of work
Work.
for Chelsea. It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. This is definitely
she's
probably
not.
the
It's a lot of work for Lindsay.
more
too.
fair route for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah.
we get a little baby Keurig now, so that's coming I think tomorrow.
Yeah, so
That's
that's
what you're
cool.
saying.
That's
That's
awesome.
hilarious.
So we're gonna have a station that you just put the bottles in and they wash it and sanitize it and dry it,
Wow.
and then you'll have the little Keurig.
Yeah,
That
we
sounds
have,
like the most Tyler device of
we
all
have
time.
we have this sanitizer and
That's what I was gonna buy because I'm like that fits 6. The washer only fits 4, and Chelsea's like, Lindsay said if she could do it again, she'd get the washer. I'm like, all right, we're getting the washer. That's like done.
Roger that, boss.
because we're reusing those. I showed you those when you came over. Those gray they're like little buckets.
Yeah.
That they give you at the hospital. It's like this is where we wash all his bottles and stuff in, and all the pumping stuff and all that. Like we just put it in there. I put soap in it, put hot water in it, let it sit for a little while, then I wash it later, and then we throw it in the sanitizer, and then we just.
That's what I was telling Chelsea. I'm like, we may as well just do this. She's like, well, I don't want to leave the drying rack out. I'm like, have you seen? I mean, you guys saw the cats running around.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not like this is some sacred sanitary place. The best place if you really want a sanitary bottle is in this machine that, like, when you open it, steam pours out.
Comes out.
So,
are you planning on doing? What are you planning on doing for water?
Like, what do you mean?
So it's sterile water. So either you have to boil water or you have to use.
I was going to use the filter, but you can't even do that. You have to do distilled.
Yeah, distilled is the word I was looking for. It's either distilled or you boil it, but don't buy distilled water. I'm telling you, I use boiled water on mine. Like, we boil it, let it cool down, and then you put it on there.
Interesting. I just assumed you could use the filter.
You might be able to, but my wife never let me get away with that. So.
Yeah, well, fair enough. I don't know. I mean, it's like there was a thing online saying, like, well, do you really need to sterilize your bottles every time? Like, depending on your kid, like, sometimes, sometimes you don't. Like, I mean, at some point, you have to.
I don't think you do.
Like, you think our parents sterilized our bottles? Like,
nope.
Like, no.
That's a great point. Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, for everything
running
we
under
do,
the sink for a second. That was a sterilization.
Yeah. So I'm the same way. I'm like, I don't need to fucking do this, but
yeah.
I do it for him and
her.
So.
Of course.
Like my nephew's binky fell on the ground. And my sister like grabbed it, stuck it in her mouth, cleaned it off, and like stuck it in her mouth. Like,
that's a move.
Yeah.
I can't do that. I couldn't do that either. Point, but it's like he's fine.
If there's no dirt on it, it's let's go.
10-second
let's
rule.
Go.
Apply to binkies.
Jeez. I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah, try. I mean, boil water first. I would say.
Yeah, I'm gonna read the instructions. If I can get away with filtered water, I'm.
Yeah, if you can, let me know.
Because at that point, if you're boiling the water anyway, then it's like, okay, well, just drop the things in there and sterilize them that way. You know, like it doesn't make sense to have to like. The reason I did that is so we didn't have to. Do all of it.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know anything.
I guess you make a great point. I guess I could just.
I don't know. Technically, the people at work paid for it.
Nice.
They took up a little collection, like sent us a Venmo and everything, and they're just like, "Hey, congratulations!"
That was really nice.
Yeah, it's here, and I'm reading the thing. I'm just like, man,
really?
That's awesome, man.
Nice.
It's just like, I mean, when you're working, especially when you're not in the office, it's just like you lose kind of like that.
Yeah. Camaraderie,
like,
human component, yeah.
But it's nice when it's just like in there, a ton of people are on there and they're all saying it. It's nice. But
yeah. All right. Well, good episode.
I like how we work Tekken into everything,
Yeah,
even if it's
good.
like 99% fathers. We're like,
It was a father-based episode, but that's important.
Yeah,
it's a big moment.
Huge.
I hear.
It's huge.
We were still in the hospital when I took a picture of Penny and did like the anime, like darken the top and bottom and just her eyes, and then I sent it to Justin and said like, and I will train her in the ways of the King of the Iron Fist, like whatever, and just a little monologue thing.
That's cool.
Yeah, she's gonna be the greatest Tekken player of all time.
Yeah,
100%. Was you teaching her? Yeah, 100%.
Dude, I have more pictures of her now than I have in my entire album. Like my phone.
Yeah, it's just amazing. You think you're immune to like being a parent, and it's like, nah.
Yeah,
you succumb to it's like the ocean.
It's very
succumb
quick
to it.
We still haven't decided about social media yet. I think that's the only thing.
Oh, really?
Ooh,
yeah, we keep going back and forth
quandary.
on it.
Like posting her on social media.
At this point, I think we're just gonna go with it.
I think today's age, it's just everyone does.
I know.
Not that matters, I guess.
Just seeing how social media is used and everything. It's just
it is strange.
Like, I think that's just and that's not me. Like, because I know like they put stuff on like Instagram and stuff. Like, by all means, do whatever you want.
Right.
Like it. I just
hesitant.
I don't know. It is what it is at this point. It's just like we could take her off social media for this whole thing, and then the moment she's old enough to log into a computer,
yeah, right,
be on there.
100%,
right.
So yeah, she's too cute not to brag, so you gotta put her on there. I don't know.
That's a good point.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Well, thanks for having me on, guys.
Yeah,
thanks
for coming, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I know. I kind of sprung it on you last minute. I'm like, hey, what are you doing Friday?
We were excited. When you texted, I was like, they invited me. Let's go. So she said, yeah. So
nice.
Yeah, it was a nice night.
Want a cheeseburger off Mike for it?
Oh, is that
Yeah.
that
Bleeding.
constitutes this?
I need you to be outside of your house, and I need to have one other person.
Nice, dude.
Thank you,
Congratulations.
One
Yeah.
other person.
Congratulations on your big win.
Yeah.
Did you tell him already?
Nah, I'm gonna just send him a picture.
Nice
man.
bleeding cheeseburgers. Like
Yeah.
crazy.
He needs to shore some stuff
yeah.
up. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, if you made it this far, thanks. Congratulations. Maybe you learned something about
I was gonna
it.
say you must be a parent if you.
Yeah,
that's far.
yeah. Hopefully you're taking notes. Check us out, couchcompany.games. Got the new website up and running. Reviews are there. Podcast is there. Game ratings are there.
I still have a second review. I was busy this week. I
We
got
have
some time. I'll
Prince
play
of
some of them.
Persia's
Yeah.
on there, and
Yeah.
Prince of Persia.
And Hi-Fi Rush
Hi-Fi Rush.
from last year.
Two good
It's
games.
a really great game. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, we'll be here, same time, same place next week. Thanks for joining us on the couch. Peace.